Done deal. Morning, evening, everybody. How are we all going? I'm still stuck at work. Are you, Dan? Well, I thought you might have actually been home for a change. I can't believe you're actually here on time. Well done. Well done. Peter Carroll, Thomas, how are you? Maddie's droning. Here we go. Yeah, and Andy too. Andy's down in the green room, and so is Ari. We'll pop them up right now. Peter Carroll, have I said hello to you? Well, I have now. How are you today? And we'll pop up Ari in and Andy. Oz Beach Andy, how are you, fellas?
G'day, Andy. Hello, everyone in the chat.
My phone says I got the first like. There you go, brother. Beautiful.
Oh, go on. I'll give you one. I hate it when you cry.
Yeah, Andy, have you pushed the like button yet, mate? Have you put... Andy? No? I haven't?
Sorry, what was that?
Have you pushed the like button yet, mate?
Oh, let's have a look. Where's that?
Oh, I knew he never liked my videos because he doesn't know where the bloody thumbs up is. Adrian Mateo.
Hey, Adrian.
Hey, Ari. How you doing, Andy?
Hey, Adrian, I was driving on one of my jobs yesterday. Anyway, so I was flicking through all the live shows.
How you doing, Ari? You doing all right, buddy?
I'm not too bad for an old guy, Adrian. Go ahead, Matt. You've got a delay going here, Matt.
Okay.
I think
how
so.
you doing, Mr. Osbeach, Andy?
Good day, mate.
I'll see you
All
later.
right. Now back to you, Matt. How you doing, man?
Yeah, good.
Oh, yeah, well, he got rid of the riffraff. Bye, Matt.
Bye, Matt. See you later.
Right.
Thank you for signing out.
Can I talk now or what?
No.
Go through the bloody list first. Adrian, go for it.
I do want to thank everybody in the chat for coming in. It's been wonderful. Good seeing you guys. This is the Adrian Mateo Drones / Matt Northeast Drone Productions live stream on StreamYard. I do want to welcome Mr. Ari Osbeach Andy. It's been a pleasure. Peter Carroll, Night Train, Jody, Joan Shad, who else? Thomas Ariels, Maddie, who was in the chat? Oh, Night Train. Don't nobody care about you, Night Train. Who else? That's it. Thank you, Matt. Get away. Go. All right, I'm done.
Are you done? Are
I'm
you?
done.
Okay. Righto. I was driving last night on one of my jobs, and I was flicking
Okay,
through.
so Ari, listen. I'm about to start cooking.
I was flicking through the.
That picked him up.
Matt, were you driving last night on one of your jobs by any chance?
Apparently, that's probably maybe the fourth time I've tried to tell you this. And I was flicking through all the old live streams, just having a bit of a squeeze. And now you're going to shut your mouth now, Adrian, or what?
Sorry, like I was saying, I'm going to start cooking, but I'm going to try to be quiet, okay?
Okay, you try, mate. Try. I know it's difficult.
Matt, I was talking to Ari, not you. Mind your business.
He would have been a pain in the ass in school. Let me tell you, he would have been one of those little assholes.
Actually, Matt, listen,
Adrian,
I was. No, listen, true story. I remember being being at the little safety patrol. I was safety patrol for only 24 hours. The next day they kicked me out.
Safety patrol.
I was a safety patrol, and the next day they took me out of it because I whooped a little kid's ass for being a jackass to me. I whooped his ass, and then they kicked me out.
Yeah, abusing his power, obviously.
I did abuse my power. I roared him up because he was running in the hallway acting a fool, and then he punched me, so I whooped his ass, and then they fired me. They took me out.
Yeah, right.
So I did abuse my powers a little bit.
You did. Went to your head. You would have had
I
those
let it go to my head, exactly.
Yeah, you would have had those mirrored sunglasses on and gone all Cartman on them.
Okay, man, that's enough. That's enough. I got it. That's enough.
Yeah.
I got it. Okay,
Sunrise Water. Hey, Chris, how are you, mate? And we got Jim in here too. Jim Unger, No More Snow Channel. How are you, mate? How's things? Oh my God,
hey,
I've got a full house.
Why you on so early? Normally you ate my time.
Well, the thing is, if you were 100% following my channel, you would realize that I was going on an hour earlier because I have to go to work. So we're going to give this a crack.
Nobody cares about you. I care about me and my time. Got it?
All right. I'm very surprised that you've actually popped on for a change.
Shut up.
And I'm even more surprised that your internet's working.
I'm cooking.
Okay. Well, we're going to go for the Adrian Mateo cooking show again. What do we got tonight?
We're going to go ahead and make some white rice with some beans. We're going to go ahead and have some red kidney beans this evening.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to go ahead and have a nice big old baked chicken I got in the oven.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Baked chicken and wet rice.
White rice.
You say wet rice or white rice?
And I'm going to put a shrimp on the Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
You bloody prawn.
Hang on, just 2 seconds. How you going, Andy?
Listen, Matt, I was going to ask you a couple of questions. I wanted to talk to Jim as well. I don't know if he's coming on today. But I had trouble with my Power Director. While I was away, a new subscription came for Power Director, Cyber Power Director 20. But it won't let me transfer my media files. Now on it, I get this bloody 404 error, and I get all sorts of stuff. And I sent off stuff to Cyberlink, and they're bloody useless, mate. Oh, there's the bloke I wanted to talk to, old Jimmy. So what I found out is that with the Mavic or the DJI Air 2S, I can program my footage to be MP4 265, but the Power Director, this new version, is not accepting it. So I only found out by I thought, well, I'll take a small bit of footage outside, but I'll change it to H264, and it worked. It loaded it up. So I'm just wondering if there's a problem with the accepting the new version of Power Director. There's a problem there with that.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you now, my Premiere Elements doesn't recognize 265 files at all, and some programs don't recognize the 265, and that's the major reason I went to DaVinci so I could edit the 265 file. I would imagine though that the upgrade to what you've got should be able to bloody recognize the 265.
Well, I spent a whole day going through it. I even had my son down, who's a computer programmer, and he picked up. He said, "I think they've got an issue with the 265." He said, "But just try it." He tried everything, and he worded a message to them and lots of screenshots and all that. But they're hopeless, mate. They wouldn't do anything. So yesterday, I've got to tell you what I did yesterday. I thought, I remember little Matty had a DaVinci Code tutorial. So I set that up, and I sat here most of the day yesterday going through your tutorial.
Oh,
working out, mate.
Are you kidding?
No,
Come on, mate.
I can't work out how to cut the bad bits off and all that. I've got to go through again.
I showed you that. It's so easy.
I know, but I'll have to go through it again.
Yeah, and Dimitri's got a fantastic ability too, where you can just talk into the microphone and tell it what you want to do.
That's for the illiterate editors amongst you.
Yeah. So, mate, the DaVinci for beginners that goes through everything, every little stage, and how to cut and where the cut thing is, and I show you exactly where the cut tool is and all that sort of shit.
All right, I'll have another go at it, but
you might have been watching the wrong video.
I had no trouble loading my files into DaVinci, whereas I couldn't do it in Power Director. But no, I'll give it another go.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's not hard. A basic edit in there is very. It's like any other program. As long as you know where the tools are, it's very simple. Very simple.
Jim, you're on a subscription, 365. Have you had any problems with it?
No, I never had a problem with Cyberlink. I actually liked it, but I just couldn't do any color work, so I had to move on to DaVinci. But I haven't had any problems with putting files in or out.
Using 260, and you're loading 265 files?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I never used 265, so I don't know. But yeah, I have PowerDirector 365 as well.
Kind of simple to use, and they got some nifty pre-made toys for titles and all that stuff.
And
Well, what I can't work out is that the old footage I've got is in H.265, and that's all loaded up. I've edited the whole lot. But when they did this upgrade, I can't even load my old media files. If they got the 265.
Did you report it to them? Because they actually do stuff.
I'm going blue in the face. I reckon they're dickheads.
Well, they are dickheads, but after all, they are software developers, so they have to be.
Yeah, but I'm sending them all these screenshots that they've asked for, and they come back on, what's your settings? And I send them all that, and then they say, oh, what's the addition you got? Like, it just goes round and round in circles.
Yeah. There used to be a button, like when you were going to render or something, there was a button that was called details. And when you hit that, I would tell it what my footage was. Is that still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, have you tried that?
Yeah, I've tried that. It still won't load up. Yeah.
Did you try turning it off and turning it on again?
Oh, I've deleted it. I've reinstalled it. The whole lot. It still doesn't work. Because that's one of the things I tell you. Oh, delete the program, uninstall it, and load it back up again. So I've done that half a dozen times. Nothing.
That's frustrating.
How many, Sam?
6. That's not good. That's too bad. And Jim, by the way, do you have the add-ons like for the color grading and all the rest of it?
I'm being honest here. I did. I had all those packs that they send out, but then I got rid of it because it wouldn't do the HDR coloring. So I went over to DaVinci.
Hey, can I ask everybody a question? Has anybody had issues with the Fly app unlocking geozones?
No, but I've heard of a lot of people who have had difficulty.
Because every time I go to unlock a geozone, it says my account's not logged in, but it's clearly logged in when you go into the settings.
Yeah.
And it won't let me do it.
I've had a lot of people contact me and say stuff like, it says it's unlocked, but then it's not unlocked, and all sorts of crazy stuff.
Well, mine just says my account's not logged in on the
That's
app.
pretty cool, Gary.
It's logged in because I logged out and logged back in twice.
Yeah, if you just go to that me section, it shows you that you're logged in.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It shows me that I'm logged in. I even logged in and logged back in twice just to refresh it, and still it won't let me unlock the geozones unless I go to the website.
Well, says Gary.
The unlockdji.com, you mean?
Yeah, you can go either there or you can do it through the app, but the app's not letting me do it.
The app is always easier.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But when I click on it in the app, it says that my account's not logged in.
Yeah.
Whenever I try to unlock one. Because I have that one bow tie that runs right through my house. So I always have to unlock it in order to fly around my house.
Let's go.
Oh, that's right.
You're not on mute, Adrian.
Well, it's on manned airport. It's like where the seaplanes were at.
Yeah.
You were showing me that day, Jim, on the maps.
Yeah. It really shouldn't be.
Your SOL there, Andy.
Sorry, what was that?
Your SOL. Out of luck.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
But I don't know why. Because when I hit the details and told it what my footage was, then I had no problems. Because it wants to automatically put you in Rec 709 1080p, 40,000 kilobits per second, which are all garbage uploads to YouTube settings. Now, we even went through that a while back because put everything on 80,000 kilobits. because YouTube is only going to take it down to 53 kilobits at most anyway, 53,000, which is 53 megabits. So
what happens when I don't move or cut and paste to go over to the PowerDirector, it starts to load up, and then all of a sudden there's a white screen around the program, and it gets up. You haven't activated your media file. And I thought, what the hell's going on here? So I click re-entry, and it still stays there. So then I close it. Then it comes up. You need to connect to the internet. Well, I'm on the bloody internet.
yeah,
It's just like I'm going round and round in circles on this. I was getting very frustrated over this.
any chance that the dot MOV or dot whatever got changed on you when you're converting it over to Cyberlink?
No. What I found out, they came up with a box, and in it's got the URL to their site to activate, and it's like Cyberlink, and then it's double backslash, and then it's got CAE, then it's another backslash or a couple, then it's got activate, ID, and then this other number. But when you put that in, like I've even copied it and put it on my iPad and tried to liven it up, it still comes back, site not found, 404 error message. And I cut and pasted that, and I sent it to them, and no reply. And I sent it 3 times.
And you're not going to get a 404 if you're not on the internet.
Right.
Yeah.
And the first things out of every support tech's mouth is shut it off, turn it back on.
Yeah.
Don said.
Well,
I love the name, Ari.
Uninstalled, shut it off.
You got to say that. You got to say that with an Irish accent, Jim.
That's right.
Do you get that show in the US, the IT Crowd? You know.
The IT crowd, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, every time he picks up the phone,
every single one of his fingers before he answers the phone.
Yeah, he answers it. Hello, IT. Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again?
Apparently, Matt has a solution to my issue. He said if you just unplug the cord and plug it back in, supposedly fixes that. So I'm gonna try it.
I've always found that a ball peen hammer fixes it because the replacement usually works without an issue.
There you go. Oh, hey, Ari, you, last time I was on, you were talking about your, what the hell is it called? The new tablet, the Tech something.
The Triple Tech, yeah. I bought the Triple Tech Pro 7-inch about 11 days before they released the new 8-inch one. Would have been nice for a heads up, Triple Tech.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it, Don. It's a good machine. I have had it get overheated on me once, standing out in the 33 Celsius degree day in the middle of the sun, and I had the screen turned up. But I can't really complain. You know, the general wisdom is that once you start getting above, 1,000 or 1,200 nits, the device needs to have active cooling, which you can't really get in most tablets. So,
and so do you,
Yeah, it's good. It's very stable. It runs all the software. I can't complain. And it's a little bit low in the screen resolution if you wanted it as a media device, but for drones, it's perfect. And the new 8-inch version, I believe, is WQHD. It's twice full HD. It's quite a good screen on it.
Well, yeah, I saw the 8-inch one. Somebody had a review of the 8-inch one, and I thought, oh, that must be the one that Ari got since he just got one.
Just missed it. There you go.
This much.
And they're not cheap by any means.
No. Well, out here, Jim, the 7-inch Pro is, you might as well say $1,000, and the 8-inch is about $1,350.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a fan in it like the Crystal Sky does?
No. Basically, Jim, the only one, the Crystal Sky is about the only one of those high-intensity displays I can think of that does have active cooling in it.
Yeah. That's odd. It's a lot of heat to push out 1,000 nits.
I was surprised. What happened when I had the issue, which was last week flying on the job, is I had a disconnection from the aircraft, which is always a worry, but I just pressed the return to home button on the controller and it came back home. When I put my fingers on the display and, full disclosure, I had the brightness turned right up, bright Australian summer day. But when I put my fingertips on the display, it was beyond warm. It was hot. It really was.
Wow.
I see where did it go? I've lost it now. Oh, AZ Drone Dude just got his Triple Tech 8 today.
Very
And
buggy.
crashing. Nasty.
That's sad to hear. But you know, the 7s were originally a little buggy, and they released updates very quickly. And I don't know whether you've emailed support yet, but they are very responsive. And I know several other people who they've emailed them privately beta releases to fix bugs, and it has worked for them. So give them an email and see whether they sort it out.
I know Brian, BMAC Aerial Visuals, he's had one for a while now.
Yep.
He loves it, but well, he's in Texas, so they get full sun there, like we.
It's a good device, Jim, and it's very robust. And the other thing I like about it is it's the 7-inch one. The 8-inch is supposedly lighter; it's a bit thinner, but it's just not too big. You know, it fits in a Phantom 4 controller stock without any adapters. It's quite nice.
Yeah. How about it? And it's not too heavy?
I don't think so. But remember, Don, before this, I was flying with an iPad Mini 5, and I had that in an OtterBox Defender case, so that was pretty big by itself.
Yeah.
And that alone, I always had to fly that naked because that would overheat on me.
You got the 4 or the 5, Jim?
The 4.
Yeah, the 4 is known for it, and the 4 has to work pretty hard with the current Go 4 and the Fly app. The 5, you know, is 4 years newer. I think it jumped from the 8 to the 11 processor. It was a lot more powerful and didn't work so hard. I'm thinking,
but I don't think that what you're wearing has anything to do with it, Jim. So, you know,
naked.
Jim
No,
always
I mean-
flies naked.
I never have covers on it, and even when I do have a cover on it, Don, I managed to get a cracked screen. I know you can't see it on this fantastic 4K camera, but even with a cover on this phone, it's got a crack in it.
I was thinking of getting another, because you need a backup device when you're flying commercially. I was thinking about getting a second Triple Tech, you know, the 8-inch, but, you know, thinking about it the other way, I'm probably going to get a Mini 6 to go with it so that I've got one iOS device and one Android device, just in case of a buggy release, you know, of the software. I've got a backup that runs on the opposite ecosystem.
that's a
Do
good
you
idea.
also have airplane mode on that Triple Tech?
Good question, Jim. I don't know. Hang on.
You know, I'm just talking about reducing the load. There's that
Who
love,
did that?
that picture I love from Don.
It doesn't matter what you're wearing, Jim, apparently. So
Man card
I did
issued.
beat that day.
Issued.
man card stamped.
Tattoo that man card on him. He's got it. Anybody
Well,
can
I'll
put
just-
that on the web.
I'll just
No.
pop this on just for people
No.
who haven't seen it. Oh, here we go, Don. You sexy beast, you. Look at you go.
That's all man right there.
oh,
He don't give a crap.
he doesn't.
That was
In
brilliant.
for a penny,
Don.
in for a pound.
Yeah. That was just
Hi,
brilliant.
everyone. It's fantastic. What wasn't so hot though is we went down the shops like that to buy some cucumbers.
Oh God. I was gonna say ice cream for the little kids.
Did you actually go out in public like that, Don, or did you just do that at your house?
Absolutely.
His house
only
is
on
public.
the property.
Mm,
I'm not that insane. Only a
mm,
little
I
bit. And
No,
for
I
the
doubt-
life of me, I don't know what's going on here.
You got an itchy foot, maybe?
I don't know.
You were going to
No
the
idea.
music, weren't you?
That was his pas de deux, his position
There was
two.
no music playing when I was out there. No music. The music was all added afterwards.
I was
Mm.
thinking a little flash dance in the background.
I was thinking more like Snoop Dogg's dropping like it's hot.
Yeah.
He's a maniac. Ron Lockwood.
You got that twerk going on.
I come in the green room and the first thing I see is Dawn. Hey,
Hello, Ron.
flashbacks.
Hey,
Hey, doesn't that look like his old room?
have you guys taken a look at it? Does it's just missing Elvis?
Doesn't it?
Yeah, the boys haven't come home yet.
Yeah. Have you guys seen that the Mavic 3 has the Mavic 3 with its micro four thirds camera has the same specs as the Phantom 4 Pro V2? Unbelievable.
But that's a good
Yeah,
thing, isn't
I saw those stats.
And that 8-1/2000 is also on the Mavic Pro, which is straight from DJI spec sites. Remember, we were talking about what the hell is that 8?
Yeah, actually, Lon, I don't know, Lon.
It's shutter speed.
But Lon gets into the technical side of things, which I can't find anywhere with this. But what were those? What were those shutters again?
It was 8-1/2000.
Yeah, it was E.
Electronic shutter.
Yeah. No, what? Hang on. What?
The mechanical shutter is 8-1/2000.
Yeah,
The electronic shutter is the normal 8-1/8000, which we're used to.
I know, but what was that? What was that? What was that letter before? Remember, it was an E or something like that, or an A, or
prior to them spelling out the word electronics and mechanical, they had put an E and an M.
Makes sense.
is that it? Was that it?
Yeah.
Because we couldn't find anything on that.
Well, Jim, you said that it's the same as the what did you say,
the Phantom 4 V2,
the Phantom 4? So, like I said before, you guys, I asked if somebody contacted DJI. Why don't you just ask them about the Phantom 4 and see if they'll respond?
And the funny thing is the Phantom 4 is supposed to have a 1-inch camera, and my Mavic 3 is supposed to have a micro four thirds camera. Both of which are
Mavic 3 coming out? Is it December?
If you slipped on a 5, he gives you a lap dance too.
I'm waiting to see if they're affected by this whole shortage on products.
Sorry, Don.
They're going to be able to pump it out fast.
Yeah. Thanks, Harry.
Well, Dre, I have to say, mate, you've been talking too much this morning. How are you, my friend?
Well, I'm just listening to all this great news. Now it's about to pop in here because it's kind of I don't want to say depressing, but this goes to show you that even though we're pushing out drones left and right, the technology is still not advancing as everybody thinks it is.
Yep.
If you're using specs from a camera that's, 6 years old now?
Yeah,
the Phantom version
they
2?
lie. They fudge the figures for sure.
Right. So, we're really, in other words, you're not really buying something that's going to be better than what's already been out.
But there's nothing new about
I'm
this.
sure it's cheaper for them. Their cost.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's always cheaper for them. I mean, like I say, like automotive parts bins. They build another car and get extra parts out of the bin and put door handles on a Ford that goes on a Jaguar.
Yeah.
The same thing with Audi. You got Audi's infotainment system is in Porsches, Volkswagens, and you name it.
The truth is boring, Drake. Why would they say to us, "Oh, it's got a 12 megapixel camera, but we quad divide each pixel"? No, it's a 48 megapixel camera.
Yeah, well, I call that the fuzzy math, and it started in the electronics amp world about a decade ago when guys thought they were buying 1,500 watt amps, at 1 watt per channel.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, do the math.
Can't be done. Yeah.
Yeah,
that quad Bayer filtering is apparently their savior. With that 48 megapixel crap.
Yeah, I can say that's just fuzzy math. You're dividing up pixels at a certain level, and you come with a number of 48.
Hey, Dre.
Yo, what's up, Ron?
Question, and kind of going along with what you're saying. All this. Upgrades in technology, upgrades in pixels, and this and that. 90% of people with drones, with cameras, they're putting stuff on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but it doesn't make it look any better.
Agreed.
No.
And so why are people doing it? Why are they buying? Oh, I got to have this. The new one's out.
Well, like I said, now you have a whole new group of people that were not around when the Phantoms were king of the heat. So now they don't know anything about the specs on the Phantoms.
Yeah.
Going back to the best, start with the better cameras in the Phantom 3s, going to the Phantom 4 version 2. These guys don't know no idea what the Phantoms were capable of. So all they know is Mavic. Mavic is all they know about. So they talk about, well, most of these guys don't even see a Mavic Pro in their hands. But still an outstanding drone. If you know how to work the camera, it gives you outstanding results.
Yeah, most of these guys are upgraded from the Mini.
Yeah,
You're right, John.
Ron,
They
I
don't
think
take
you
the
offended
time.
Matt.
People, it's always a numbers game. People want to have the
Right.
latest and greatest. But I agree with you, Ron. The average person, unless you are really hot with cinematography or you're a great editor, you've got better than average level skills. The average person, just to put social media up, it's pretty hard to justify much more than a Mini 2 or an Air 2S at the best,
Well, it's like me and Dre have said numerous times, 1080 60 looks really good on YouTube. You don't really need. I've been doing some of my videos in that because it's faster uploading and from my app to my phone, so I can upload it to YouTube and all that.
And
Especially those Hollywood movies that you steal and put on there. Those come out great.
Well, what got my attention was, I'm a big F1 fan, and I noticed all the little F1 channels that come on YouTube, and you see clips of the races are at 1080 at 50 or 60 frames per second. And they look buttery smooth and clean and sharp as a razor. And I'm saying, why am I busting my hump to post a 4K 30 frames per second, 24 frames per second? And these guys are doing it at 1080p and with a little higher frame rate and getting better results.
Of course, Dre, if you have a 4-year-old Phantom 4 Professional, you can have 4K at 60.
Well, that's why I use. That's the two top drones I use in my mapping.
My 2015 Inspired gets 4K at 60.
Yep,
It's
I've
amazing.
put about 70 hours on logbooked hours this month with the Phantom 4. And, my next drone I buy, which is going to be around the end of the year, is going to be another Phantom 4. It's going to be the Phantom 4 RTK.
Still selling.
I'll get a Mavic 3 at some point, but that's not my top priority.
No, and actually, that's why I was kind of excited about this Evolve until, I saw Captain Drone's reviews, the two ones he's put out, and I saw Dobo's. Captain Drone kind of explained it that, there were a lot of things they had not worked out the bugs. He told me, he already admitted that the sensors were not active and everything else. Dobo kind of threw it under the rug and trashed it pretty severely. But I think Dobo might have got Captain Drone's demo, because Dobo was talking about how beat up his was, and Captain Drone admitted today that he did nick a cell tower with the one he had.
Did he
really? Yeah, he nicked the cell tower with the demo he had. I wonder if Dobo got sent that one after the fact.
Returned it and it went over to him.
And it doesn't even work in manual control mode. Wow.
Yeah, so like I said, someone like Ron who takes photography. Ron probably knows more photography, probably forgot more than I'll ever learn.
Right.
And like I said, that Evolve was something that I was looking forward to, so I could become more knowledgeable and use it with a drone and in the photography side. Because now you're talking about lenses, like Ron probably has about half a dozen, maybe a dozen lenses sitting around his place for all the camera shot he works.
Yep.
So Evolve would be great for him, because he already understands the lenses.
I've got 5 different lenses just for the X5S alone.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, though, Dre, the Evolve 2 is in many ways a mirror of the original Evolve release. Some of the problems that they're talking about, doesn't hold position well. Hello, Evolve 1. Poor Dobo said in one of the comments it has I won't use the word that he used, but let's say it doesn't have a very good range, which was
as a slight drift.
Yeah, Ken Heron found that with the original, and it's. I think as you said, the obstacle avoidance sensors aren't working yet. They've basically sold it like a banana. They've sent it to market green, and they're waiting for it to ripen on the vine.
Right.
I think that's.
And don't forget, that was at 2020 CES. They've had a full 2 years.
Right. Yeah, and like I said, it's kind of sad that here they are. It's actually almost a year past the expected release date, and you're going to send something out to reviewers that don't have most of the sensors working at this time. I said, come on, you guys have enough time to, and this is all firmware stuff.
As a company, this is a bad move. They've got it out there because Eve, Autel, and DJI are all bringing new products. I think you can see them going, "Oh, quick! We've got to get something out there." But in the end, it's going to drive people away. Even if they do address all of these issues further down the track, the damage is already done.
No.
Two generations of drone. I don't know.
No. The whole point of putting it out, Ari, to send it out for reviewers, is just to get the hype, because they know that people, given equal odds, people are going to buy the DJI one. So if they think something's coming, they're not going to buy the Evo or whatever. They're going to wait.
If you put something out with that mindset, then you better have something that is going to make people go, "Oh, I've got to have that. I'm going to wait." Not, "Oh, geez, it doesn't hold position too well. It's got a lousy range and half of the features don't work yet." No, I think I'll give that one a miss.
No, because people know that DJI eventually gets these things right, and they're certainly not going to release it to the public if it's drifting.
490 meters long. Yeah, that's less than optimal.
I was watching Sean Oz today, and he was asking about drones and so forth. And I complimented him on the use of the different drones. He used the DJI FPV for some B-roll and put together with the action cam, and I guess he took some shots with the Air 2S. And I complimented him on using the various drones to put this video together. And I was telling him how I'm not really interested in buying something new, that I'm looking in the used market for maybe a Skydio 2, or maybe pick up a used FPV just for B-roll, because I can strap a beacon onto a Phantom 4 Pro and had a Skydio circled around, so I can get some nice shots of a drone doing mapping work and everything else. Those shots that are hard to come by. And same thing, if I get an FPV, I can do that, because it does give you nice B-roll footage of that speed element and stuff. And I can bring in my other drones for the more cinematic stuff and put it all together. So, like I said, I'm like Ari, I'll be looking in the used market for a Skydio or a DJI FPV down the road, or always looking for a good deal on a Phantom. Always looking for a good deal on that.
Yeah, Brent, I'm waiting to see what it's going to be like on the iOS when they finally release the update.
Yeah,
because they still haven't released it for us on iOS.
Right. So, like I said, it's just a matter of things. I'm not interested in anything that's coming out new. I'm looking more in the used market.
I can't even remember the last thing I bought that was like hot off the press kind of thing. Even when I bought my Mavic 2, it was at least 6 months, maybe a year.
I wait a year.
Yeah.
But that's not because I'm waiting for it to get better. It's because I just don't care.
What Gary has said there, about DJI dropping the ball with the Fly app, which I agree, it's got problems. That's a worry for me. Probably Lon knows, but I'm not sure. It looks like the Mavic 3 is going to be running on the Fly app.
And that was my concern also, Ari. I asked that question the other night. I was asking, has anybody heard what program is this Mavic 3 supposed to be using? And I said, I hope it runs off the Pilot app, since it's supposed to be at the level of an enterprise drone.
I was always thinking they were either going to put it on the Fly app or they were going to build a whole new app just for that.
I like Go4. I do.
It should be on Go4.
Yeah, I would like to see it too on Go4, but I know that's just going too far backwards.
Hey, Drake, going back to what you were saying, I think a lot of these DJI, maybe Autel, and maybe this, whatchamacallit that Dodo was testing. These companies are too much in a hurry to get their product out to try and beat the other guy, and they're not reviewing their software. They're not reviewing their firmware. And it's sad that these reviewers got to find all of the mistakes and the problems.
Right. Always the beta testers.
Right. Like I say, like Jim just said, they're using them as beta testers. But like Captain Drone and Doble said the same things. They were in constant communication with these companies, telling them all the bugs they were finding. So I'm
Right.
like, oh, okay. So basically, your R&D department of your company no longer exists. That you're
Exactly.
outsourcing it to reviewers.
I don't think that's wise. You get a reviewer to act as a debugger for you. You know that
Right.
those bugs are going to go out there. You want it as debugged as possible before you go live. At least in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then
So,
some
yeah.
reviewers aren't going to give you the honest thing too if they
Well,
think
like,
they're going to get something out of it.
Some of them do. I mean, Ken Dobo, he's
we'll find that out in the
brutally
next 30 days as this thing starts to get more traction. You'll be
Yeah.
able to catch the guys who are trying to make sure that gravy train stays full.
Because if you put that on the Fly app, how the hell are you going to change your exposure, your ISO, your f-stop, and all that crap? How are you going to change that on the Fly app with the Mavic 3?
Well,
you know-
like I said, hopefully it's compatible with the Pilot app, which you can change that on that program. But
Well,
we'll
the
see what
Pilot app
happens.
is their mapping app, and it's
Right.
damn, it's good.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
We've got all those controls on the Fly app except for the aperture, as far as I know. Maybe I only have a Mini 2, so I don't know.
Well, you know what? When it comes down to if you've talked to some people who've bought the Evo, right? Now the app is at least
Android.
50% of is at least 50% of your flying experience, and there's people who have got the Evo who hate the app, hence they hate flying the drone because they really don't like using the app. And Al Diaz is one of them.
Yeah.
He doesn't like the whole thing. He doesn't like the way it flies. Obviously, some people love them the way they fly, but the app is a massive thing when it comes to flying those things and having full confidence in that app. So you can just, and as I said, with the Go4 app, I know if I chuck my Mavic out there, then I really have no issues with it. And there's nothing in the back of my mind. I'm confident that this bird's going to come home when I want it to,
Yeah.
and if you got that doubt, it's not very pleasant, mate. It's not pleasant at all because we're relying on this technology to make our flights as safe as possible. If it's not working,
If you see that Evolve, the X Dynamics Evolve 2, he was showing latency like it was a full second. Holy shit. No wonder you flew into a light pole. You never saw it.
But like
Well, he
Dre,
lost transmission on that.
but like Dre and Jim were saying about how it doesn't seem like that's a really big upgrade from the Phantom 4. So what's to say it couldn't go on the Go4 app? I mean, is there really a big difference?
Well, the
Like I
only
s-
thing I don't know electronics. Maybe you guys can throw something out there. It is using a higher decibel output, 31 and 32 decibel output for that OcuSync 3. We got to rename it now. We call it
You
OcuSync 3.
can't have OcuSync 2 on a Mavic 3.
No.
That'd be silly.
No.
Well, you just hit the nail on the head right there, Don. It's like I said, since the specs are similar or the same as a Phantom 4 Pro version 2, but for sales purposes, you don't want to go backwards in your application. Going back to the Go 4, that's 2 generations back. And people are going to say, "What the heck did you make this this Fly app for?" And now you're going back to the Go 4. So people are like, "I bought this dead-end drone, Minis, Mini 2s, and Air 2S. They all use the same app. It's like buying a car that had discontinued after the first year release.
Yeah.
Let me give you, for instance, on
You're
that.
stuck.
Dre.
You're stuck.
Can I answer Bob real quick?
Sure.
Yeah.
Apparently, they did the update on the Android because of the issues they were having with disconnection, so they released it earlier. That's why iOS hasn't gotten it. That's what I heard.
And that's
yeah.
on the Fly app, or is it?
Yeah,
for
on the
particular
Fly app.
drone? Oh, okay.
On the Fly app, they released the update for the Android, but not for iOS because of the disconnection issues and all that Android was having. So they kind
And-
of fast-tracked the update.
DJI and China themselves have been working, Beidou, their company over there, have been working a lot with open source and the Android. They want to make their own Android system called Harmony. If you ever see that, that's their own version. They're taking open source and
Did
trying
you see
to
what Lon wrote?
build on it. No, I
Since
didn't.
he's been
But
talking to Dobo, he said that it flies on the Fly app. That's no conjecture. so it is on the fly.
There you go.
Mhm.
I expected it would, and I expected that Lon would have found out by now. That worries me. Don't get me wrong. I use the Fly app with my Mini 2. I don't, when it's working, I don't mind using it, but it wouldn't suit me for commercial work.
Yeah.
And and the other thing is I fly more and more with Litchi these days because I'm using it for commercial work, and you can do everything with that you can with Go 4. A lot of I'm sure the Mavic 3 will get Litchi support, but a lot of the consumer drones don't, and it's only DJI, so Autel and so forth. You're not going to get it for that.
And that's another thing, Ari, that I look at. You and I both doing commercial work. Like we have to wait a year or so to see if the SDK file is going to get released, so you can use some of these other drones that have been coming out.
Yep.
For commercial work.
Well, they
that's
always
like-
release the SDK, Dre, but the time frame is anywhere between 6 to 10 months. It takes DJI to add the support, because I'm a member of the DJI developers program, so I read it. It takes about 6 to 10 months for them to release the SDK, and then another 3 or 4 months for the various other companies to incorporate it in their software. So it is a way. I'll be flying the Phantom and the Mavic 2 for a while yet.
Yeah, same here. Like I said, for the work that I do, those are still the most requested drones in the infrastructure, construction, architectural world. Those are requested. It's not even an option. That I hear guys talking about, the Mini 2 can do this and do that, and you can do commercial work. I'm like, why do you guys say that? Unless you're doing freehand flying, mainly doing residential real estate, that's the only opportunity you're going to really get to use those smaller drones.
They know
like
that.
Mini 2
They know
would be
that.
good for flying through a house and getting a nice shot through a house or something.
That's a fair comment, Lon.
Yes,
It's not a commercial app, but the Mavic 3 is going to be a commercial drone, so it's getting a major makeover. Is it going to make it into a commercial app? Let's hope so.
It could be too, to where when you go into the app and you know how you choose which drone you want to fly. It could be when you go and you choose the 3, it could be a completely different, menu and everything within that. But then if you were to go into the Mini 2, it would look the same.
Well, that's what I was saying about. I hope it make it compatible with the Pilot app. That would make it somewhere you can use it commercially right off from the start. Just like when they upgrade the smart controller, and it allows you to bind with the Mini and Mini 2 and Air 2S and everything else, and it switches over to app right away. So hopefully they do something like that.
The Matrice version 1 had the Go 4 and the Pilot app. They really don't want you using the Go 4. So on the Matrice V2, you only have the Pilot app. And to what you're saying, and it's, I don't know what Litchi does. I've never used it, but it's the same style as GS Pro, where you're telling the camera to move or your angle and all that ahead of time before you send it out.
Right.
It's a mapping app.
Right.
Well, it does more than that. That's only one of its modes. It has a waypoint mode, Jim, which comparing.
That's what a mapping app is.
Comparing it to Ground Station Pro is like comparing a Model T to a Ferrari. But it has about 9 different modes. And Lon,
but they all have 4 wheels.
As you told me, it now has a hardware shutter. It's going to be used for mapping, whether by me or somebody else, and more than mapping, any kind of photogrammetry, 3D modeling, whatnot. If it's got the shutter, it'll be used for it.
Lon, why don't you jump in here? I mean, you seem to know a lot of the back end of it.
I want to know who's going to buy it.
A bunch of people who think they have to have the newest toy in the shelf.
I'll buy it, Jim. Yeah. But not straight away, but I will buy it.
I would.
How does it pay for the same money? You can get an M200.
Look, it's got its advantages over the Phantom, in my opinion, when it comes to the Hasselblad #1, because I think that is a better camera.
But it's not a camera too. The only thing Hasselblad is the color profiles. The only Hasselblad in there is software.
Okay, I'll call that the camera.
That software can be applied to any camera. Okay,
yes,
now they're going a different route with the Mavic 3. They're going with ProRes. They decided
that's right.
Hasselblad color. Pro. How that's going to be in the real world, we'll see when it comes out. But effectively, Matt, the changes that those color profiles make in software, you can make with any drone in post. You know, you can make a Spark footage equivalent of that Hasselblad color profile if you just know how to tweak it.
On Google,
Well,
on YouTube,
There's
you
two.
can't,
I mean,
you can't turn
there's-
420 footage into 444 ProRes.
there's two small advantages to the 3 versus the Phantom 4 is size and portability. I mean, it's two small reasons, but that's two.
Well, portability
Well-
counts for a lot. And I would say, Matt, the other issue that you're going to have to be thinking about is if on the Mavic 3 you can get the just the right amount of lens flare. You know,
I knew that was coming. See that a mile away. I'm going to have to do a test flight first. If you can't get that, I'm not buying one.
Well, you can always add it in post.
Yeah, well, I want it to be natural, you know? I want to capture that through the lens's eye.
Oh, by the way, I've got a fall foliage, like autumn leaves thing coming out tomorrow morning. So watch for
Good
that.
deal.
Have you
On
got
a
lens
Mini
flare?
2. I took it on a Mini 2. It was pathetic.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, mate. They're a great little camera, those things, and I've yet to
Mhm.
fly the one Ari's left here. That's been a few weeks. Oh, mate,
You'll get to it, mate. Listen,
And the
I'm
days
doing
are-
that.
the days
I'm
I've
doing
got
that
off
with-
have been
Go
pissy.
ahead.
The days I've been doing have got off. It's been pissing down with rain and all that sort of crap. So I've been doing stuff. Anyway, I'll just look at the 7-day forecast. Weekend's going to be fine, and my days off again are going to be full of piss and wind. So that's
Sorry,
that's
buddy.
next week.
I am spending that many hours up on the job site now that I do not have time to fly for fun. So just hang on to it and use it when you get around to it. But you don't tell me about weather. You know, I got the phone call on Tuesday. I was due to fly Wednesday from the head partner. You are flying tomorrow, aren't you? Oh, yeah, if you want, that is. Yeah. Mate, I got up there. I was above the cloud layer. And I flew. Every time the drone come back, I got the towel. You know, it's running water, whether it was raining or not, just from the cloud.
Drain it off.
Yeah.
It does. I just read
So-
you. Matt's talented,
So
but
did-
still
who
younger.
else flew on Monday when the KP index was 6? I flew my Mini.
I
saw
flew the day after when it was still 4.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you,
didn't have
Matt,
any
you want
problem.
to tell us about your StreamYard experiment with your phone? I'm sure a lot of folks would like to hear how you did that or how to do it.
Well, that was absolutely, yeah. Because I just saw the other day. Well, actually, you can go live straight out of Facebook too.
Dude,
Facebook. Listen to me.
Jesus. That's it. I'm out.
Did you say you hated the app or something?
Well, look, okay, yeah. So people with under 1,000 subscribers can go live on YouTube, right? So you can do that from your phone now. I think with limited whatever, I don't know. Anyway, and hey,
Limited views.
limited. I get limited views. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah,
Doesn't
I've
matter
seen
what I
some
do.
people streaming live gaming sessions with only like a couple hundred subscribers.
Well, he's saying that doing it with a phone compared, I mean, I always do it with a desktop or I guess tablet, but doing it with your phone has always been the limitation.
Okay. Well, there's like 3 apps on the App Store, right? Which are all shit. They don't work. They're too many ads, way too many ads, and I find it very difficult to use. So I just deleted all of them, and I went straight to the StreamYard website in the browser on my phone, and you can sign up exactly the same as you can on the PC, and that's how I did the live stream straight through out of there, mate. Bloody beautiful, and it works fine. Absolutely.
So you
works fine.
open an app and it tells you that how you want to broadcast through YouTube or what?
Oh, Matt
No,
says the
no.
minimum subs is 50 now.
So, Matt,
Yeah,
when
there you
said
go,
that
yeah.
if you got less than
YouTube
1,000,
reduced it?
Yeah, they did.
When you said you can stream with less than 1,000, is that official from YouTube? You know, or you can only do it with certain workarounds?
Well, I just did it.
No, it's Matt saying that you have to have at least 50 subscribers. It's
Yeah,
because
it's
it's
Whoa,
not
whoa,
there.
whoa, whoa, whoa! You did it with StreamYards, but I think Ari's talking about live streaming from your drone.
Okay, well, I haven't tried that. I can live stream, obviously. If I went to my YouTube channel on my phone, I can live stream directly from there.
well, because
If
when
it
you
works from your
are you
phone,
talking
I
about doing a
expect-
live stream through the Fly app?
if it works through your phone, then I expect it will probably work from your DJI apps or whatever, because it detects the algorithm at YouTube detects whether it's a mobile device. It's not working on what software you're using. All I got to do is find time to go live streaming again.
Yeah, well, live stream your bloody, or you mightn't have signal up there. You got signal up where you're flying?
Mate, I've asked for permission to share some of the work footage. It's still in the system, mate. Yeah, it's all under non-disclosure.
Yeah.
I had no problem. My guys didn't care. They felt it was more exposure for them.
The problem is, government, this contract comes down from the government.
He had a mouthful. I put him on. He was jamming it in his mouth.
I mean, if you want to give channels a chance to grow on YouTube, they shouldn't put it at 1,000, because then if people want to do live streams to try to grow their channel, it helps.
I think they're. Go ahead, Matt.
It used to be wide open.
Or
Go ahead, Matt. It used to be wide open until YouTube turned around and said, "Okay, now you have to have 1,000 subs."
Well, I think 50 is fair, because that gives you a chance to really, whether you're going to actually stick around and try to push your channel.
Stingray, Gary's here. How are you, mate? Good on you. Yes, mate. My subscriptions go, and it just stays within like a 5 or 6 area. It's like a whatever it is, say 800 and something it is. Anyway, say 810. It goes to 815, 816, then goes back to 811. Then it jumps 1, then drops another 2, then jumps another 3. It's staying in this area. That's another conspiracy.
It took me like a month to get over 1,000, because it kept going up, going down, going up, going down.
Oh, you've got over 1,000 in a month.
All you need is TikTok.
He's got over 1,000, Matt. Throw him out. Can I share my screen for a second, Matt?
Well, TikTok, you have to have 1,000 subscribers in order to go live.
Just as well.
But I don't go live on TikTok because they fucking ban you so easy on there. People mass report on there like crazy on people's lives for no reason.
Do they?
Yeah,
I wouldn't know about it.
On there.
Too busy getting copyright claims.
Well, people will be on. Oh my god!
What are we going to do to get Matt over 1,000? We need a plan. We need a plan to get him over 1,000.
It doesn't go anywhere, mate.
Put naked women on there.
That's a view from my job site this week. That's what I was flying in.
Oh,
I'm
let's
sorry.
do some more fake accounts.
Why were you so high up?
I'm about 90 meters above ground at that point.
Yeah, why?
No, seriously, hang on. Like, there's a roadway. I'm standing there. That's the 4-wheel drive I'm working from down there, Jim.
Are you flying for fun here? Okay.
No, that's the work job I'm doing currently.
He's collecting water.
Oh yeah, every time the drone came back, mate, I was there with a towel, shake the drone. But it's their drone, not mine.
That's hey, add on to that, because that's the thing people don't understand. Okay. These things get soaking wet when you fly up there.
Yep. Yeah, I rang them up and said this is a less than optimal situation. I may have used somewhat different words to that, and they said, no, well, we need the footage and keep flying. So I kept flying.
And why were you above the clouds? Like, did you need
because that job is on the side of a mountain, Don. It's right up near the apex of the mountain, and it's a mountain road. It's on an angle like this. The road's closed off down here, and the road's closed off up here, and I'm flying from the upper close. And it just so happened that the cloud base was between the highest and lowest point of that road. So it was just as soon as I was 30 or 40 meters above the ground, I was up there in the cloud layer. And it ebbed and flowed through the day. There were times when I was able to get clear footage. So it wasn't like that all the time, but it was interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have the same rules we do, where you're not allowed to fly near the clouds?
As long as basically, yes, there are visibility rules, Jim, but as long as you can see the drone from the ground, you're pretty well okay.
Yeah,
And
same
it was thick, but not that thick that I couldn't see it.
Yeah, it's the same in Canada. It doesn't matter if there's a cloud there as long as you can actually see your drone. But in the US, you have to stay a certain distance away from the cloud, however the hell you do that.
I know. How the hell am I supposed to know from 800 feet from the cloud, the side of the cloud? They've got horizontally and vertically. Well, in part 107 anyway.
Chris, go, mate. Have another beer.
I would never be able to go through one any other way. They're too high. We can't all fly at 900 feet like Jim, you know.
Yeah, well, that's.
You mean like Harry?
I mean, it must have been foggy that day. You flew
900 feet.
straight into that light pole. Was it foggy that day, mate, or was it clear?
Shut up.
Who?
Sorry, mate. It must have been foggy. You wouldn't have seen it. Ron, can you hold up?
It was a gust of wind. Jesus.
Gust of wind.
Not even a Matrice would have been able to handle that one.
Who flew into a light pole?
Justin.
Who landed on a tree?
Oh,
He did. Of course he did. Bloody hell.
Light
Ron,
pole
can you
killer.
hold up that? Can you hold up that glass of window cleaner again, please?
So Chris,
Yeah,
comment.
Look at that. Holy shit, that looks good
Windex.
for you. Yeah, it does.
Jim, you are a little bright though, too, though.
Blue Gatorade.
Because I've got a 43-inch screen blasting on me over here.
You just
I
seem
know.
more-
Look at this. That's
seem
exactly what
brighter
I
than
said, Chris. Exactly what I said. It looks like his old room.
The boys aren't there.
I got to get the boys. They're coming in the next couple of days.
Ron's not much for change.
He's not. He's had the same jocks on for 10 years.
I don't think it sucks. I don't have a Pizza Hut nearby.
That's
Don't
good.
worry.
Well, you
find a way
wouldn't
to get
accept
you
the
one.
order anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, you thought it was bad when you sent it to his house. Ron goes down there in person. He makes an order. Then when they go to give it to him, he goes, "No, I didn't order that."
Funny thing is, Ari, every time I go down there, the manager still remembers. He still asks, "How's your buddies from YouTube?" Have free time.
You gotta drive a few hours now just for that banter.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Rob Glazier, didn't hit a power line. He hit a light pole. You know, one of those huge ones that you can see for like 20 miles.
Ever?
He's
He
not
hit that.
talented enough to hit a wire yet, but he's practicing.
No, you got to be good to hit a wire, eh, Rob? I'm just checking out Rob's Spark footage here from ages ago, from 2017. It's still a pretty clear bloody picture. My God, look at that.
And that's the Spark.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you, that's a pretty decent little sucker.
it is, man.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, I mean, you could go back and buy any of DJI's old drones and still make really good content with them.
No, you have to have the newest and latest.
Yeah, haven't you been listening?
Man,
I'm good on that. I actually like to wait before I buy things like those Autel Nanos when they come out. I'd rather wait 2-3 months and see what any bugs or issues. And then decide to buy one.
Justin.
Well, I got the Australian. I got the Australian price for,
It's not having a crack at you at all, Justin.
no.
Chris, how are you,
There's
buddy?
my lighter, Jim.
Even
My
Neil
God,
can
that's
see
It's
the
really
hole.
weird. On Monday, I was trying to get these. I was on the side of a road. There were power lines, just kind of normal suburban power lines
Minding your own
near the
business.
road, but I flew under them, well beyond them, and then did a slow rise up a kind of a cliff face to
Into
get some
one.
foliage above that. But when I was flying up, suddenly there was a power line right in front of me. I have no idea what the hell happened.
Have you
Suddenly-
seen my tree video?
Suddenly got built.
I think it came removed. I think it went. Look, and
I
flipped
think
over
they
the
just
edge.
built it. Just as you took off, they started building it.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I
it
was
wasn't
close too. Like
Yeah.
when you can see it like this big around with the spirals on it, you're close.
Jesus Christ, man. Now everybody's in the chat about the damn light pole.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Well, you know,
Well,
It
you hit
says
it,
wires are way easier to hit than light poles.
Yeah.
and yet you hit the light pole.
Yeah.
Jim, not to bust your stones, but I'll bust your stones. I remember the day I got the phone call. Fuck, dude, I'm 50 feet in the tree. What do I do?
50 feet. I climbed it. My 13-year-old granddaughter climbed it. Debbie climbed it. I mean, I was at the top and could not get that. That sucker was heavy. Stuck in there. Got a, what do you call those,
Just
bucket trucks?
Yeah.
Grateful you weren't flying an Agras.
Hey, well, at least if my drone crashes, I don't have to take out a housing mortgage to replace it.
No shit. And you know what? That was their own fault, too, because their flight board broke down. I mean, if your flight controller board breaks down, isn't that their responsibility?
And,
Hang
and
on. What
Gary,
was-
yes, that's the first thing I thought of. Damn it. Gary's here.
That's when you were trying to get the Rick Halber video, wasn't it, Jim?
Yes. Yes.
Sounds like
The only
Don
one-
caught Gary syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah, only one that couldn't send in a 2-second droney because it took him all day to do it.
That's why I created all the posters with Ron, and we put that all up and got everybody together and had them sign
no,
it.
I'm not saying anything like that.
Okay.
I'm
And
just
then
saying.
edited
I'm just
all
saying
that video, took out the wind, but no appreciation. Thanks, Matt.
No. I mean, you know, dronies take 10 seconds to do, and yet Jim was there all day trying to do a droney.
That
Send them-
10-second droney cost me $140 in a bucket truck. Unfreaking believable. It could only happen to me, kind of shit, you know.
You shouldn't take off on such gusty days, mate.
Dude,
If you-
Justin will tell you, it's Florida. It could
He
be
had
perfectly calm.
He had two whole satellites locked, Matt.
2 in a row, yeah, beauty.
Well, not at the
And the
same
second
time.
one only-
but
So
One
the
and
second
then the
one only
other.
kicked in after it'd taken off. The second one kicked in.
Yep, there it is.
Here we go. Look at this. Bloody hell. Prick. Couldn't believe that. Could not believe that from the air. It looked
It's kind of embarrassing that I still have it. That
it's not embarrassing.
Well, from
Not
the
at
way you
all.
guys
Yeah, it
talked
is.
about
Don't
him, though,
reassure
I
him.
think you would have had to laugh about that.
Absolutely.
He was
he
going to send
would've.
it to the family. But
I think
I
what I'm
didn't
going
know
to do
about that.
is now wait to the one. I've had it so damn long. I'm going to wait to the 1 year anniversary.
you know,
Yeah.
I
This
hate to
time,
be-
focus before
do
you
they
take
want
off.
it? What would they do with it? Oh, Jesus. I heard that.
What the fuck was that?
He said this time focus before you take off.
I swear you're an asshole.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna pull this up because it
You
was
know
horrendous.
what? You know what,
Hey,
Ron?
do you
There
guys
was
wanna see
50
my,
of us there,
close-
and not one of
close
us
encounter?
said tap to focus.
Yeah.
Do you want to see my close encounter with the wire? I'll share.
Yes. Yes.
Here it comes. Just a minute.
Oz by
Um,
drone has been cancelled by Telstra.
Oh, really? Again?
Apparently so.
That can't be anything.
Wait a
but
minute.
good
You wouldn't
news.
believe how much I had to pay them, Matt.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, mate.
Okay. Now how do
You didn't tell us you caught it, Don.
That's lovely.
Ooh, Ed flew
Watching.
today. Nice.
Oh,
Not so much.
Yeah. Here, we'll get a rerun here. I think you can tell the wire gauge.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
Oh!
everybody got-
Come the gauge, I can count the strands.
Yeah.
I know.
Why? How did you miss that?
Don't know.
By that much.
wow.
Wow, man. Jack Rabbit, how are you, mate?
How's it going,
Where'd
Jack?
Dre go? Dre disappeared. That's
Hey,
bloody
did-
close, Don.
Ed,
Yeah.
did you upload that video so I can go back and watch it later? He flew today.
Don and Gary, Brand Aerials, obviously went to the same flight school.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Now, you watch as he goes higher, it just gets more out of focus. Here we
Tap
go.
to focus.
Tap to
one of
focus.
us, not one of us said it to him.
Have a look at this. What? Do I need glasses? What? Now, hence my comment earlier, Ron, you have forgotten everything. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to focus.
Not even the massive amount of digital sharpening in post. I couldn't do it.
You got no excuse, Ron. You know, like you can't say, the grizzly was charging at me, anything like that.
I was hoping for an alligator or something.
You had one job.
Yeah, but
You needed an excuse, brother, and you didn't have one.
That's right, Harry.
I was looking hard.
You had one job.
You might be able to clean it up if you put a little bit of magenta over top of it.
Oh,
See look what Peter Carroll wrote.
It's for magenta.
So, Ron, I guess we're going to get in trouble for this because it was a collaboration.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yes, mate. That would have been a good day. A good
The
day to
best
be
part
out
about
there.
collaborations is there's always somebody else to blame.
Right.
That's what it's called.
And that was very impromptu, too.
Yeah.
We were
I was
just kind of
thinking out
yelling,
loud.
like, get together, get together.
That's right, Lon. It did too. As soon as I looked
Yeah, I
at
was
it, I went,
thinking the same thing.
can I even put that footage in this video? It's like, oh, God.
Well, that's why I put the dates in between Rest in Peace and Rick.
Yeah.
And, when I was looking at it, I'm thinking, geez, that's pretty funny. And I'm thinking, well, will people find that funny? And I know Rick would have a bit of a laugh about it.
He would.
So I thought, bugger it, I'll just put it in there.
Yeah.
Well, it all comes down to whether he would have found it funny. If you know him close
Oh,
enough
you know he would.
and you knew
Oh,
he
yeah.
would have, then there's no reason to get upset about it.
Yeah. No, and that was a thought process of mine, and he would have too, because he found. Yes.
Guys, I'm gonna say goodnight. So, or good morning for those of you on the other side. And,
Yes, mate.
We'll catch you later. Watch my
Yeah, Don.
drone stuff in about just under 12 hours. The leaves. I mean, the leaves.
Yeah, dude. Always like that footage this time of year. Beautiful.
All right. We'll talk
You
to you
know,
later.
I think it was Mike Gross who posted that the leaves in upstate New York haven't been turning as quickly as he suspected because he went out to take shots and still green.
Who was that?
Mike Gross.
Mike. Yep. We've got someone else in here. Someone popped in. Who did I see? Brad Olson. How are you, mate?
And Sean was going to pop on. Edge.
Jack Rabbit.
I came on and he disappeared.
Thanks, Don. I love the fall wire videos. Gary.
Tap to focus, mate. You would have seen how many strands it took to make that wire.
Yeah. You know, the funny thing is, since that day, I've never forgotten.
The tap, yeah. I learned the
Yeah.
hard way of taking some shitty shots. And I'm like, I thought this thing was supposed to automatically focus. No.
One would think, yeah.
Why doesn't it have an autofocus?
Well,
Well,
on
it
some of
has.
them, every time you change the lens, you have to recalibrate the camera and then focus it. They say for at least 150 feet out. Because don't
Okay.
forget, you're flying 200 feet up. Even though it says it focuses to infinity, you've got to help it. Tell it what
Yeah,
you
you
want
gotta-
to.
Tap on the horizon and it'll
Yeah.
do infinity. And this is what I like about that feature where you can actually focus on something. And I've had some footage before, especially when you're dealing with 30 frames a second. If you tap on a subject that's close to the camera, I'm talking Mavic 2 here. If you tap on that subject and you keep an orbit in and you keep that subject dead center, it's going to be so sharp in focus, especially with 30 frames a second, and especially with focal depth of field, the background's going to be blurry, and it's a really nice effect. Really nice effect. Who we got here? Edge. Sean, how are you, mate?
Not too bad.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah, good. That's the bloke. Ron went on a massive road trip and he drove all that way and just drove straight past Sean and said, "Yes,
I know. I don't
Didn't
know.
even say good.
No, I understand. I get it.
You know, not according to the email he sent me, Ron.
As far as I'm concerned, I've always said this: nobody goes to Pocatello. There's no fucking reason to.
Except Ron up the Snake River Canyon.
Yep.
No, there's no Snake River Canyon over there.
No, all right, eh?
Out.
I thought
Oh, come
Ron
on,
wasn't
Sean.
really
Why
at
should I be
Snake
the
River.
only one who gets shown up by my kids?
Look, she's found one of his toys.
I thought that was just green screen National Geographic footage.
Yeah.
She's
Can't
got a
give me one
$500
round.
microprocessor in her hand.
Right.
Can I smash this, Daddy?
Yeah. Wait a minute.
I dropped this in the toilet.
Right.
Bunch of
Well,
great
I shook
tricks
it
here.
off.
Yeah, so
How you doing there, Ed?
Ed, did you hear when I asked if you put your video up yet?
Did you check his channel?
Nah, I haven't been on there.
that'd be too hard.
Oh.
Well, I was reading the chat because I don't have it pulled up on my computer, so I'm using my phone.
Whose video are we talking about here?
Ed,
flew
love my
today.
drones.
Ed. Okay, let's have a look here.
I got another warning. What are they? Notification that Robert Glazier put another one out. He's been pumping some out lately.
Nice.
It is. I just talked about his Spark video.
Well, he only puts
Yeah.
one up when he has a crash.
He didn't crash the Spark, mate.
That's like Mike McReynolds. He's got so many friggin' wires around his house.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
dude, how do you even fly?
Right. Well, like
That's
I was
what I
saying
love
in
about my
chat,
neighborhood.
went up
You
in
too?
the mountains and they got one power line going across, and I hit that thing.
No, I said I love my neighborhood because all our power lines are buried. We don't have anything up, so you got a nice clear skyway.
Nice.
Have you read the title of this video? I think it's a live stream by the looks of it on Ed's channel. When you have one beer to kill a hangover and accidentally get hammered again.
Sure, accidental.
Oh dear.
Oh.
I like that. Buzzards flying. Now, what is a buzzard? It's type an eagle, is it?
No, it's
No.
like a vulture.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when you say, "Oh, there are buzzards around," it doesn't sound very threatening until you realize what it is.
Right.
You know.
When the buzzard's around, that doesn't mean things are good. That means you're usually kind of like dead and stinking. That's
Right.
what they come in.
Boy, you're
Really?
gonna
They're
be-
big, and they're big birds too. They're not small.
Stinking.
They clean up the area, as it were.
So and this is what I've seen in movies and all that sort of thing, and I always thought they were vultures circling. So as these people are walking through the desert and they're just about dead and they're still walking, but the vultures are all circling, waiting for you to drop.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine that! And you'd be half alive too when they started pecking at you.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, Ron, you,
If you're not dead, they start pecking on you.
It's a
Well,
bit
and-
like
and
the
Ron-
taxation office, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Cirque. Yeah. Cirque
They
on
don't even
radio.
wait till you're dead. They're pecking on you.
Yeah.
And I can't remember. We don't have them around here. Is the buzzard is smaller than a
The vultures
Then
are
the
huge, man.
yeah, vultures are freaking
Vultures
flying
are big.
velociraptors.
yeah, but a buzzard is smaller than a vulture, right?
That's a
Yes.
that's a pretty big bird.
Yes, vultures, man. They got legs that are like Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, Bob. See,
Or then you got the California condor.
Those buggers are big.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorite movies too. 3 Days of the Condor.
here we go. Comment from Ed. I think vultures and buzzards are basically the same bloody bird.
I thought
Probably.
they were.
Right into that.
Pretty close, that's for
Well, I
sure.
mean, they're the same, probably just under the same species of bird,
Right.
just two different types.
Yeah, everybody thinks the American eagle, the bald eagle, is so nice and all that. I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube where garbage cans are surrounded
Yep.
with about 1,000 eagles tearing shit apart. Like, damn.
Oh, dude, Jim, I
Up
was
in
watching
Alaska,
a
they're
video.
horrible.
Yeah, I was watching a video up in Alaska. They actually had to put enclosed school bus stops for kids to sit in because they were attacking the kids.
Yeah.
So there's like an enclosure that they go in and sit and wait for the bus.
That was what was so scary up in Alaska when I was up there fishing last year, flying my drones. Like you could hear them in multiple locations. It's like, is this going to be safe to fly? Because they will attack a drone.
Well, if you get here to Australia, you know, we have the wedge tail, which is not, although some people like to claim it's not the biggest eagle in the world, has the biggest wingspan ever, but there are a couple that are heavier, but they've got recorded instances of them attacking ultralights and skydivers. So
Oh, wow.
drones have got no chance.
Wow.
Well, then you
Yeah,
got
yeah. Let's put a pair of
your
sticky
butcher.
eyes on it. Oh my god.
Oh, we
Put
have.
Are you trying to talk, Matt?
Yeah,
What, Matt? Come on, say it. Spit it out. Come on.
Yeah,
What's up?
what's the problem here?
We forgot.
No,
Yes, go ahead and talk like it's normal.
no, fuck you, dog.
And Matt, at the beginning of the broadcast, weren't you trying to tell us something about when you were driving on the job last night?
Yeah, but Adrian.
I guess not, because he's let such a delay go on.
Well, I
Empty
tried to get it
airspace,
out.
so we might as well talk about anything else but that.
I tried to get it out, but
What you
Adrian
eating,
wouldn't
Ron?
shut up.
What you got there?
Popcorn.
Oh, he's being a prick again. Look, lucky I muted him. He doesn't even know I've muted him, so that's fantastic.
Yeah.
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 You got any wine to wash that down as he mutes me?
No, I'm actually drinking blue Gatorade.
Oh, there you go.
Windex.
Windex.
Rainberry is
It's got
the only
alcohol in it,
Gatorade I
right?
drink.
Newfound. Oh, how are you, Bill? How's things, mate? Newfound Drone Productions.
Oh, when I was at the park flying with Dan, they tried to go at his little Tiny Hawk drone. And as soon as he put that 5-inch up, they didn't want to have nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They hauled
that
ass as soon as that thing went up.
sounds evil, doesn't it? Do you know, I was talking to someone the other day. I can't remember, someone in one of the comments on my video, and it said, he said, I haven't had much trouble with the birds ever since I put the bloody strobe on. Now that kind of makes sense because you know when they hang CDs and everything up around whatever, and it keeps the birds away because of the flashing and all that sort of shit. The birds don't like it, and that kind of makes sense. So I'm just wondering because a lot of you people over there would have strobes on your bloody drones.
I never even thought about that.
It sounds like a
Yeah.
lot of cyclists.
That was true one.
Oh, and those firehouse strobes will blind the shit out of you.
What did you say, Ron?
I say, Matt, did you have strobes on yours when those butcher birds attacked you?
No, I took my strobe earrings off that day.
The day of the massacre?
Yeah, that.
Ron could have used them the day he got gang raped. What did you say? You got gang raped by a bunch of sparrows?
Yeah, and he's ended up in a tree though. He didn't get away with that one.
I tell you, those swallows have no fear, those little bastards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. God.
Of course, they're in a pack of 30 to 50 anyway when there's circling around.
Hey, Lon. I'll answer for me. I won't be getting any of the new ones at this stage. Maybe a little later.
The Nano?
I'll look at the what?
Well, the Nano is not good value here, Justin. I mean, the Nano is like $13.99 here, and I got the price yesterday for the light. That's going to be $2,500 and something, more expensive than a Mavic 2 Pro here. Wow. So, you know, I mean, I'd like one, but they don't really make financial sense for us.
I'm interested in the Nano, but I'm not getting any of them.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm a little. To be honest, I'm really happy with the 2 Pro at the moment, you know, and I can't because I'm not mapping or anything like that. And to be quite honest, if I was going to do that, I'd probably get a Phantom for that for the price. I'm not doing anything like that, because when it comes down to it, if you're doing mapping and all that sort of stuff, you don't need the ProRes and all that sort of shit that goes into it.
Just need the trigger.
Yeah, you just need that mechanical shutter, But I mean, look, it's going to be a nice drone. Either way, it's going to be nice anyway. So,
Matt, did you ever own a Phantom 4?
Sorry?
Did you ever own a Phantom 4?
No, never.
Mm.
Never. No, man.
They're a good
Yeah,
machine.
still do.
Bulky, but
Hey?
I do.
Yeah, well, see, I've never needed a Phantom 4 for anything.
Yes, you have.
And for what I'm using it for what I do with my drones, I don't need a Phantom 4.
Yes, you do.
everybody needs a Phantom 4.
That's the only thing I have actually right now. I need to get a Mavic.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like to the point
Come
too.
with
If
these
you're
fences.
buying too many drones, you can be like Adrian and Jim and have 15 of them sitting on a shelf.
Yeah.
Well,
You know
that's
what,
right.
though? The prices don't come down any. You go to buy that Phantom 4 now, it's still the same damn price, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, look at the Spark. We were just talking about that not too long ago. That's still same price. I think what was it? The Mini 2 came down like $100 when the Mini 3 came out, or the Mini 2 came out. The Mini 1 went down, I think, by like 50 or $100. That's the only time I've ever really seen the price drop.
The people who care about mapping line are the ones who pay me to do it. Therefore, I care about it.
So you can't do mapping with a Mavic 3, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you'll be able to map with the Mavic 3. It's got a hardware shutter.
Exactly.
Look,
Exactly.
You won't,
why
be
I
able
mean-
to, you won't be able to get the same level of accuracy until, and I'm sure they will, like 12 months from now, they'll release the RTK version, of the Mavic 3. Then it'll be that's why I'm looking at one. Like at the moment, I'm probably going to buy a Phantom 4 RTK in a couple of months, which is about 13,000 Australian. But there's going to come a point where support parts will cease for the Phantom 4 line, and the fact that the Mavic 3 has got the hardware hybrid shutter in there, I think the writing's on the wall. It'll come.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Honestly, Ari, I would hold out till they get all that figured out first.
No, look,
Like
I
6
need
months
it
or so.
pretty soon, Justin. And the other thing is, I'm also thinking about a multispectral, and I already have the standard Phantom 4, and I've already got a heap of batteries, and the batteries are interchangeable. So, from my use case, it makes sense to standardize around Phantom 4 for another 18 months or so, anyway, for work.
I haven't found one person interested in the multispectral around me. Not one.
I do some work for farmers already, Jim, and I think I can market it to them. There's a lot of money to be saved in reduced use of pesticides and fertilizers, being able to tell that through imaging. I
agree with you. I agree.
But you've got to live in the right area,
All right.
No, they didn't build it for that. I agree, Lon, they didn't. But, it's going to adapt itself well to that use.
That's what I was getting at. But at that price point, I would go at the Phantom over the Mavic 3 at this point.
Well, a standard Phantom is here, is 2.5. It's probably going to be 7,500 for the top Mavic 3 version here. So, you'd want to have a good use case for it. But then when you go to the RTK Phantom 4, that's 13,000, and it's about the same for a multispectral.
Yeah.
Sean, this is for you.
Hang on. Oh, nice.
That's
Nice.
one.
Sleeping.
The other,
Where was that at? Wyoming?
That's a
Yeah,
big
about
big
5
sheep.
miles from here.
Nice.
Somebody was asking Ron before about how his client
That's a nice
hunts
goal.
were going. I didn't
That's
realize
a-
that Ron hunted his clients.
There's the other one.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Were any of those yours or just clients' kills?
They're clients.
Yeah.
He's
Still
the
cool
guy.
to see him, though.
He's doing the
How
guy
were
goes
the
out.
antelope? What were your measurements on some of the antelope you got?
Oh, some of them were nice. My disabled friend, I got him a real nice one about 2 weeks ago.
Over 16 or over 17?
He was almost 15.
Nice.
What caliber are you using for those, Ron?
The antelope,
Oh wow, that's pretty.
yeah, cutter's way above the ears.
Yeah, those are way high. Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
It depends on whatever the hunter brings, Ari. I've had everything from 30-06, 270s, 243s. I've had a last guy used a 300.
Jesus.
Kill.
On an antelope?
Yeah.
Jesus.
What, Weatherby Magnum? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of gun. I think 270 Winchester would round up most of that, wouldn't it?
What I use most of the time is 270 on elk and everything. So.
Oh my God, the last hunt though was so funny. Do you guys remember that movie, Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze?
Yeah.
You remember the big dude with the beard? He was the bouncer at the bar, and that giant bear that taxidermy bear that fell down on him.
Right.
You remember how big his eyes got? I had this hunter who kind of reminded me of him. And we had spotted an antelope up on top of a hill. We snuck down in the valley. We parked the four-wheeler. I left his buddy and his wife back in the four-wheeler, and I said, come on, just you and I.
Yeah.
So we climbed this hill, and it was pretty steep. Keep in mind, we're up at 5,000-foot elevation. He's coming from about 400-foot elevation.
Oh, Jesus.
He's out of breath.
Right.
And we get to the top, very crest of the hill, and I see this rock pile. I'm like, perfect place to hide. I said, slide to your left. I made him slide to the left. We got over there, and he's huffing, he's puffing. I'm like, hey, buddy, you okay? He goes, yeah. He goes, oh, shit, Ron, no, I'm not. He goes, there's a damn big snake right there. I looked. Here was a baby rattlesnake right in front of us, literally like 6-8 inches from our faces. We're laying flat on the ground trying to sneak up on this antelope. There's a big rattlesnake. Well, to me, it could have been a 12-foot anaconda.
Right.
But the look on his eyes was identical to that dude on Roadhouse.
That's awesome.
And mine were too.
I would be too, though. Like a baby rattlesnake, I don't give a shit, man. I'm running.
I'll tell you what. The thing with them, they don't know
when to stop with the venom.
Yeah. All they think about is kill and inject venom, and yeah,
they're probably way more dangerous than an adult.
Exactly.
Yeah, same with most of our domestic snakes. The young ones can't control whether they envenomate or not, where the full-grown ones can. You didn't say that last night, Matt.
Hey,
he didn't say that last night.
Yeah.
8% of stuff I own is for fun. Wow.
Matt,
that's because he does. Hey?
You have to work this morning?
Yes, mate. Yeah.
Oh, that's why you started an hour early. Okay.
Yeah. We were talking about it last week, Ron.
Well, I wanted to ask.
Size has got nothing to do with it in Australia, Neil. Not everything can kill you here, but everything thinks it can.
Right.
How'd you get rid of it? Did it just go away, Ron?
No, we jumped down the hill. I was afraid if it was a baby, I figured there's a nest there somewhere.
Right.
I grabbed him by the scruff of the neck and rolled him down the hill.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
I said, we'll find another antelope somewhere.
Yeah. As you're crawling up the rocks, you look straight down and you see a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks.
I think my eyes were just as big. That was some scary shit.
Oh yeah. I've run across a couple of them antelope hunting, and yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah,
Timber
Bob right here.
rattlers strike first and make a noise.
Obviously never been to Australia, Bob.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say that's not true. Like those rattlesnakes, they don't give a shit.
No, the
Yeah.
spiders you guys have in Australia are fucking crazy.
Yeah, you guys got all kinds of nasty stuff over there.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, the taipan, which we get them not far from here, which is arguably toss-up deadliest snake in the world, they will chase you from 100 feet away.
Really?
And they can travel at about 15 kilometers an hour, which is faster than you can run from a standing start.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They are
I
bloody
can't.
brilliant.
Chasing me, I'll run it. I don't care how fast it is.
Yeah, is that just before you shoot your mate's knees out?
That's right. You don't have to outrun that. Just the slowest guy in your party.
Right,
That's
right.
right.
Precisely.
Same way with bears.
It's wound the buddy in the leg day.
Yeah, it's a sorry about that day. Catch ya.
You need
Oops,
the
my knife
smallest
slipped.
caliber gun possible. A 22 will do. As long as you can take out your buddy's knee.
Right? Yeah, there you go.
You don't want to do too much damage.
Yep.
That might not be as safe a bet as you think, Bob.
Right.
Actually, no, it is a safe bet because I generally will relocate them rather than kill them.
Well, in all reality, too, the snakes that Bob deals with are completely different species than what you guys have.
Right.
So he's not going to know the characteristics of the snakes over there as well as he would here.
We've
Right.
got a lot of harmless snakes around here, like the black snakes and all. They don't even have any
King
teeth
snake.
or anything. Yeah.
We've got a lot that people think are harmless, especially the ones in Parliament.
That's becoming more and more obvious, though.
Right.
No, I've seen some crazy videos of the spiders that you guys have over there. Things
The
are
ones on
huge.
the toilets.
What are they called? The
we get
huntsman?
some
or-
big ones, man, bigger than your
yeah.
head. Yeah, I can remember going to kill one some years ago. I went out the front door. My wife's having conniptions. There's this thing on the front of the house about this big. I got a rolled up magazine, Penthouse, to be honest. I took a swing, and as I hit the house, it jumped on me. I never thought that I could hit 3 octaves above middle C.
That would have had to be a python at that thickness, wouldn't it? Unless it just ate a goat.
Well, what made me think of that too is actually I saw a video of a guy in Australia. He was grocery shopping, and he picked up a bag of salad, and he was reading the bag, and it said "fresh and clean," and you could see right through the bag, dude. There was a huge ass spider inside of it, sealed in the bag.
Justin, do you have a problem with spiders by any chance?
I mean, I'm not. If one gets on me, yeah, I'll jump and swing at it, but I'm not afraid to walk up and kill one if I know it's.
I don't want to tell you at this point that according to Freudian science, Sigmund Freud, a fear of spiders apparently is linked to guilt for masturbation.
Oh, shut up. Explains why Matt's so terrified of it, too.
Yeah, at all. But I will answer Bob Casey here, though. I have a hoe on call too. Don't worry about that. So you're not alone there, mate.
Or someone
He's
who's
not
run out of
talking about his
socks.
ex, Matt, he's not talking about his ex.
So, Bob, you're throwing women at him?
Missed it. Yeah. So I'm saying, always got a hoe handy. Bob Casey, everything wants to kill you in Australia, Johnny. Yeah. Well, yeah, not everything. I mean, oh, hang on. Yeah, it does actually.
Yeah.
Even the butterflies are vicious.
They'll bite the shit out of you.
A wasp will do some damage.
You don't have to worry about the butterflies. The butterflies rarely drop you from any height.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Bob has a whore handy?
that's what I'm saying. Always
What?
got a horse handy.
Or hires prostitutes to
I
clear the
keep a
snakes
whore
out.
handy.
You know,
You got
he
to.
keeps a, no,
You
Jim,
got to in
Jim,
the country.
Jim, he keeps a hoe handy, although I failed to
Oh.
see what advantage Miley Cyrus has to snakes. But
Right.
That's why I said he's just hiring prostitutes to clear his land.
Yeah.
It's easy. Miley Cyrus will scare the shit out of the snake.
Well,
She's
they
about
had
an
to take
ugly
up-
broad.
they had to
Well,
take
she
up
scared
other
the
work.
shit out of Australians, you know.
During
Right.
COVID,
They don't want
hoes
to bite her.
took work.
I like how Bob's explaining it. We all know what a real hoe is, Bob.
We're not talking about the garden hoe.
Well,
Yeah.
Bob's the only one here who does any work. You know that, don't you?
Talking about the street hoe.
Well, don't argue with Sigmund, Lon. At least it's one thing he doesn't blame on having the hots for your mother.
What? Why is Lon not in here anyway? Where the hell is he?
Yeah, I
He's
figured
afraid.
with all the Pro 3 stuff, you'd want to
Yeah,
pop in
boy,
there and tell
Matt,
us.
Why
Gets
isn't
on
Lon
a
in
wanker.
here? You've had opinionated assholes in here before, but why not have one who actually knows what he's talking about?
Sorry.
Why isn't Lon in here? I mean, we've had opinionated assholes in here before. Why not have one who actually knows what he's talking about?
There's one that hosts a show every week.
Yeah, but that's on Tuesday nights, Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I don't mind listening to Lon. He actually has half a clue.
He's not on my emailing list. Lon, you should send me your email, mate.
And half a crew counts.
Get Bob Casey on here. That night I was in Sturgis. He was funny as shit.
Oh yeah.
Well, Bob gets an email every week.
He was digging that Ron's trot down through Sturgis Alley.
Mate, that was a great show. Loved it.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable that the actual town's camera was following you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Live
It's
feed
a
from
piece of
Sturgis.
character.
That'll never
Yeah.
happen again, right?
Yes, it will. We'll do it next year on Matt's show.
There you go.
Then
Yeah.
you got to
Yeah.
get poster boards to hold up this time.
I know. We got to do on Matt's show next year.
Next year, Matt and I are going to be there. What do you mean?
Yeah, because we all see what happened this year.
Yeah.
Having somebody who
There you
you mean having somebody on who knew what they were talking about would destroy the entire vibe of the show along.
The look on Bob's face when that one girl come up and kissed me on the cheek. Oh,
People will do strange things when they're drinking.
they do. She's a waitress, though.
Oh.
I think she was sober.
There's my email if anyone wants to chuck me an email so I can.
I had one live action. Yeah, it was reporting live. Who's your daddy? Season 2. Next year will be season 3. Yeah,
There will be too. Jeez, hasn't that gone quick? God damn.
I know.
Quick.
What happened to Dre? He nicked off. He popped
Really?
out. Dre, recovery 1.
He said, "Screw this! I can't get a word in edgewise."
It's a shame, you know. Dre adds a little bit of class, you know, with the formal
Well,
attire.
He looked a little bit relaxed today. He unbuttoned his top one and he had his tie around here, so he's starting to chill out a bit. So
Does he go out and fly his drone with his tie on? Or?
yeah, I don't know. Imagine that.
We couldn't do that down here, mate. If you went flying your drone with your tie on in Australia, no one would take you seriously.
Right.
Looking like a damn lawyer flying your drone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because I know all the legal aspects of me taking off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because everybody cares about that so much.
you. Yeah, that's an obvious
Apparently
thing,
not.
isn't it? Hmm.
900 feet.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You can go 900 feet above your takeoff point as long as the land raises up with you.
Right.
That's a beautiful thing. That's why the word elevation is a great thing when it comes to flying a drone.
Yeah, that's why flying on the side of the mountain is a problem, because it might be only 300 feet above you here, but move 10 feet that way.
You're above 400. Yeah. Yeah, I've had many people complain about my absolutely dangerous flying abilities.
Well, don't you know, Matt, you're supposed to fly into the side of the mountain. You're not supposed to climb with the elevation. It says so in the rules.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to fly at 120. If I end up hitting the ground, I must be still at 120.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah. God damn it.
Security alert. Zoom was granted access to your Google account. Oh, I turned on that two-step verification for
Authentication?
YouTube. That's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It's just a bigger security so people can't steal your password or
It's
try
just
to
a
log
bigger
into your
pain in the
account.
ass. Now I have to okay
It
it
just
on the
means-
phone.
It just means you only get exploited by a better class of hacker.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Hey, Jim, what happened to, what's his name? Philly Drone Life, where he's selling all his drones and complaining he's broke, and what the hell happened to him?
I
You hear
think he
anything
got a
about
$182,000 fine from the FAA. Other
He
than
won't
that,
talk to Jim.
Did it
anyway,
ever come through, or
That,
I
you
don't
know
know.
what we're talking about, Ron?
He
Phil?
won't talk
I
to Jim.
asked him in an email, and he said, I should really put the email up. No, you guys don't. Anyway, he goes, why are you so interested? So you must have been the one that reported me. I'm like, oh, here we go again.
Jesus.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve.
I think it's.
I just
I've
wanted
been
to know
interested,
for the
but
rest of us.
We're talking about Mike, are we, Jim? Philly Mike?
Mikey, yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'd like to know what happened, but I'm not going to ask him if he wants me to know.
I stupidly asked him in an email, and he blasted me. So
I mean, if you're going to sell all your stuff for that big of a fine, you might as well sell your house.
I
and
thought that he was.
everything, 'cause the drones are covered.
Selling everything to fund a Mavic 3, from reading between the lines, but I could be wrong.
You just say like, "Oh, well, I'm totally broke," and like, I'm wondering, like, did that fine really come through, or?
I
Because
suppose so. I don't know. You know, I would like to know because it's just an interesting thing. It was all put out there in the public domain when it happened. You know,
it was on the National Law Review.
It'd be nice to know what happened because, I mean, I'm not going to go into what he did or his behavior. I don't think it deserves his life being destroyed.
Right.
$182,000 fine. I'd like to know, you know, did they actually grind him into the ground or was there a little bit of mercy shown at the end? I hope so.
Well, if you get a letter from CASA a year earlier and you don't respond, I'm not going to get into it.
If I got a letter from CASA saying they were fining me $182,000,
no. If you got it in
I'd hang myself on the
2019,
next live stream.
in 2019, if you got a letter from CASA saying whatever, you would follow that rule.
Yeah. Of
So a
course I
year
would.
later, when they come at you, you know why they did.
Right.
But, you know,
Matt's
there's
saying
a
he's
general,
not selling it for.
there's
the
a
fine.
general presumption in law, Jim, that a law should be no more onerous than what it protects us from. Whether you agree with what Mike was doing or not, and most people don't, and I wouldn't do it, but when you balance off the danger that it was presenting, the real danger that it was presenting against the penalty, there was it was very disproportionate.
It's $1,500 a flight, so don't do it.
Sure, but what's the odds of him actually hurting somebody? Somewhere around zero. As Bruce Simpson likes to say, when they start
don't
going
make
on
the
about
rules.
how dangerous drones are, show me the bodies.
No, everybody says they're going to fly anyway, no matter what the rules are. So,
Oh, no, I don't. But you and
There
I
you go.
like to make money with our drones, so we probably tend to be a bit better behaved than some people.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just curious what happened.
I'd like to know.
a lot of people would like to know.
Yeah.
So they don't do it. Whatever it
Right,
is,
right.
don't do it. Yeah. Because I've had a few that, like I've shown you guys, where the Inspire just flew away on me and no control at all. And
Why
I
do you
think
think
it
they don't
was
own an
because of the
Inspire
power
anymore?
wires.
Well, once the case is finalized, shouldn't it be public record at that point?
Probably hasn't been finalized. Would be my
That's
guess.
what I'm saying. So once it gets finalized, then we
Should come
we
out.
should be able to find it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how the FAA is as far as public records go.
Yeah.
Like any other agency.
It'll take a year or two.
Yeah, they're not quick.
No.
That's like one of my pilots. She had a medical issue. It took them 6 months from her medical to say, "Hey, you got an issue. You're grounded." And now she's got it taken care of. She had to have an ablation. That was 2 months ago. It could be anywhere from 2 months to 6 months, 8 months before she's back online.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't hurry up quick.
No.
She had
and
AFib.
you'd think they would with manned aviation, wouldn't you, Ron? You think that it'd be a little bit more timely.
You know, we actually have that too, Ari. You know, it's like, hey, in the medical aviation, nope.
Wow.
Jim, answer Bob's question. You know where he's talking about, should I be careful live streaming? If you're doing everything correctly, then no.
Right.
Yeah.
Now
You're not
explain
in
to
any
him what
problem.
he did that was wrong on the live stream, because I never saw it. So
Well, first of all, as soon as he flies up above his buildings, he's out of line of sight.
Look,
And then he flew over the highways and around the Capitol, which was 600 feet
Actually,
high.
Jim,
and
what happened was
let Ari tell you.
every one of the flights that they got him for. Sorry, Jim, I didn't mean to walk over you like that. Don't be upset with me, please. From what I understand, every one of the flights that they actually pinged him on were flights that he was using a screen recorder, and they could see the telemetry in the stream.
Oh,
Anything where the telemetry wasn't shown, he wasn't charged. That's my understanding. Sorry,
Yeah,
Jim.
and I think the Fly app, the telemetry doesn't show on it. From what I think Bill and Matt and them were doing it the other day, testing it. It didn't show any telemetry. It was
Didn't it?
just like a screen like you're looking at.
right. Nice.
Well, then you're safe,
Yeah. it should
Justin.
be
Go out and
fine.
break all the rules. You're okay.
No, I was answering Bob. That wasn't me that asked that. I'm not worried about it. I follow the rules. I'm not saying that certain rules don't get bent sometimes by everybody, but
And I was like, there's rules? There's rules out there?
There's
Oh,
a lot
shit.
of oh
I didn't know
shits
that.
out there.
because like I said, sometimes you
When
fly
the
over,
remote
you may fly
disconnects.
over a highway real quick to get somewhere,
Right.
which I don't
Never
find an issue with. But if you're floating over a car at 10 feet above the highway, then there's a problem.
Yes,
If
Steve
you're-
Blind Neil put on Forbes. It was on Forbes. It was on the National Law Review. I mean, this thing went nationwide like it was nobody's business, because he was only the second one that we had ever heard of. That first one was that company that was going across New York City like they owned the airspace. You remember that one? They got fined $264,000, and they had to pay it.
There was that one YouTuber too that got. That might be the same person you're talking about. There was a YouTuber that got in trouble. DJI sent him a bunch of Phantom 4s, and he was flying them in, I think, New York City, and he was flying them right over the highways on the bridges and
wow.
everything. I can't remember what his name was, but I remember watching the videos on it.
Like all of them at once? Is that what he was trying to do? Like 5 of them?
No.
at one time?
He just DJI sent him he's a
Oh.
big time YouTuber with like I think 100 million subscribers or some crap. He's one of the big guys.
Okay.
And they send and he has nothing to do with drones at all. Like none of his content has to do with drones. And for some goddamn reason, DJI sent him like 15 Phantom 4s
Oh, yeah.
for free.
Wow.
And he was doing all this crazy shit, crashing them into bridges and shit. There was
Wow.
one bridge in New York City where you could see the Phantom 4 crashed on the bottom pillar of the bridge. It's
Wow.
just sitting down there. And he didn't give a shit.
Oh, that
because-
was Casey Neistat.
Was it?
Yeah,
Was that
I
his name?
saw that. I saw that video.
Casey,
Yeah.
he did a few drone reviews and shit of the new ones that came out, Mavic Pro, as far back as like the Mavic Pro, the first
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
and all that sort of stuff. So it's been quite a while. But you're right. He's not a drone channel. He's did all sorts of shit.
Yeah, and then that was pissed me off. I'm like, why does DJI giving some random ass channel,
Right.
whether they're big or not, if they're not drone related?
Yeah. Especially
Doesn't-
if he doesn't even know how to really use them the right way. So
That's
And he doesn't care. Yeah.
that comment by Lon there is pretty pertinent, actually. You know, he said that Ken Dobo got a call from the FAA, and he was.
Hang on, I'm going to get dressed.
Okay, mate. He actually put that up. You know, the video of that happening. And what struck me about that is, you know, having dealt with CASA here and having the way that guy was talking to him was very much like it is here. When you get a call from CASA here, and it appears the FAA is the same, they're not instantly jumping on your case saying, "Oh, we're going to put you in jail for the rest." You know, they ring you up and say, "You know, hi, look,
Right.
we've had a report about X, Y, or Z, or we've seen this, and there are some concerns. This is what they are. You know, what's your stand on this?" So really, to get to the point where you're for the high jump when you're going to be sent away, or you know, they're not particularly aggressive with how they deal with you.
They're not out to bust your balls. I've been saying
Right.
that for a million years.
and
They're just
obviously
out
the
to
FAA is the
educate.
same.
They're just out to educate. Look how easy the trust test is.
I passed it.
It's just there to understand. It's not what I would even call a test.
Well, I was when it first came out and you guys were talking about it, I went to the Boy Scouts of America page and did it, and obviously I haven't formally studied the US rules. I passed with 100%. It's the screenshot sitting there on my device for when I come over.
And that's the idea. But my only problem with them, CASA, whoever it is in England, my problem with these people is they don't do any public service announcements
right.
to how do you
Highlight
get to the new drone owner, or how do you get to the neighbor down the block who's, oh, there's a drone in the air, let's call
Right,
the
right.
police.
Yes,
Right.
good
How do you
point.
get to these
You know,
idiots?
Because
The
these
drone
things should be done
community
before
is-
purchase.
Sorry, Justin, go ahead.
I was going to say these things should be done before purchase. You should have
Well,
to
the thing
prove
is, the
that you did it.
drone flyers are getting to the point where we are fairly well educated, but the public are not. And you know who else is not? And this is, going to get somebody's back up. But this is the man commercial pilots or private pilots. The closest times I've ever come to disaster is being hit by private aircraft flying below 500 feet.
Right.
Considering when you start to fly drones from the get-go, it's highlighted to you about safety issues, the potential of airspace conflicts. Why isn't that part of the curricula for manned pilots? There's no, here in Australia, there's no formal part of their training that says, hey, beware, these days you may be sharing your airspace with drones if you're under 500 feet.
Well, they say some of the biggest violations are about 2 days after Christmas. Hey, Santa brings a new drone, and
true.
Johnny Dumbass goes out. Let me fly the drone. Never reads the directions. Never reads the rules. Don't read anything. Goes out and flies it, crashes it, does something stupid.
But any parent who buys their kid a drone and doesn't make sure that child,
Right.
you buy your kid a bicycle and not teach it the basic road rules. I got 3 teenagers still at home and another 3 that have now moved out. All 3 of them hold an excluded class license, which is a lower level of commercial license between commercial and my level of remote pilot.
Good. But,
they fly my drones, but they've all passed their test.
But you're an exception, Ari.
Right.
I'd like to think that I'm not, Ron. I'd like to think that I'm just your median sensible level. There are people who are dumber than me, but I'd like to think it's not the majority.
It is the majority, though. It's so many people, almost everybody that I've talked to, that it's like they're interested in buying a drone. They want to do this and that, and like, whoa, stop! You got to do this, you got to do that, and you got to follow this rule. And they're like, really? They have no clue. No clue.
Yeah. And all these many years later, from 2015 to now, and it's still here in the United States, not out there.
Mm-hmm.
That you watch these TV news crews and all that, and people say, "Oh, well, I want to go do that."
Considering how easy it is to get a trust certificate or our equivalent, which is the recreational pilot's accreditation, I do think that there is an argument probably for requiring that to be produced at point of sale.
At least tell them about it.
Well, if you require them to produce it, at least they cannot say later on down the track, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then when you buy it at the store, that should be linked to that serial number of that drone. So that way, like Ari's saying.
I'm not so sure about that, but anybody who's bought a drone, new from a new retailer has to have proved they know the basic rules.
I agree with that because it gets people. Because then some people that are lazy may not want to do that. It might.
Now you're talking about camera drones, of course, because if you're doing FPV, you're on your own. Period.
I think that they've got it pretty well right, Jim, with that 250 gram delineation. I think it's pretty hard to do any serious mischief with something that weighs, a few ounces.
I mean, buying your kid a drone and not explaining anything to them is the same as going out and buying your kid a Hellcat at 16 years old and wondering why they wrapped it around a telephone pole.
Yeah.
On the same token, this whole certain gram limit. Too many people think like, oh, it's a toy. And I like Mike; he's a great guy, but under the 250 gram rule, he's like, oh, it's a toy. How could this be a crime? Bottom line is, no matter what it is,
still got the same rules. It's just you don't have to have a 101. So that's it.
Well, I'm with you, Ron. I wouldn't do what Mike does, and I've told him that. And Mike and I are friends. I like.
I am too. I've met with him. I flew with him in Philadelphia last year.
But as Bob says here in the chat, no fatalities with drones. Between 2 to 6 fatalities worldwide per day associated with manned aviation. So far, in 70 years, I think it's 6 fatalities with model aviation and none at all with multi-rotors.
You're
The
talking to
punishment-
yourself. The FAA is always going to regulate the airspace.
The punishment needs to be fitting with the level of the crime. And, $182,000 fine. Mike deserves
If they
something.
tell you
not
ahead of
that.
time that you're violating the law and it's going to be $1,500 every time you violate it, would you stop or would you keep doing it, Ari?
I would stop. But in the end of the day, I still don't think $182,000
Well,
is.
I agree with Jim. If you have been warned and you continue to disobey,
There are some
But-
rules that I've been warned many times and I refuse to follow.
Well, for every other thing here, the police take you away. If your old lady argues with you, the law is one of you have to go to jail.
Right.
Okay, that's because of domestic violence in the United States. One of you is going to jail, and especially
What,
with this
even
Gabby
without any-
Petito shit.
Even without any physical.
Too many
confrontation.
times they've come back and the other person's dead. So,
Well, let me ask you.
well, we're
this.
getting into a
After
whole
you-
nother subject. The
after
point
you
is,
get-
the FAA is not doing their job in education.
Well, let me ask you this: after you get a $180,000 fine and you're out harassing people on boats, is that
Right.
showing that you're learning anything? Obviously not,
No.
because that was just not even a month ago.
Right.
Well, I think that it's very easy for them to legislate. I don't know which one it is, but that business of a law should, generally speaking, be no more onerous than that which it protects us from. That is a quotation from one of America's founding fathers. I can't remember which one currently. Might be Jefferson. It's easy to pass a law. I can pass a law if I come to power that says it's $1 million fine for littering. That doesn't make it equitable.
Justified. Yeah.
but I said my whole thing, Ari, is I agree with Jim. Though, if you've been warned,
Yeah.
not
Don't do it.
spanked, say, hey, stop this.
Right.
You're breaking laws. You're breaking the rules. And then you continue to do it. And like I said, he's a great guy. I've met him. I went out and flew at 3:00 in the morning with him in Center City, Philadelphia. But if you continue to do what the federal government has told you, stop doing,
Right.
I'm not arguing any of
and
that.
you
Ron.
do it, then yeah, you deserve to be bent over a bench and spanked.
Maybe so, but I agree with you, and I wouldn't do it. And if I was instructed to stop, I would stop. That's not the point I'm arguing. I'm just arguing $182,000 for drone offences.
Okay,
When historically,
Right. And
it
so
showed
why
something
didn't you
of a
stop
dangerous
it?
nil.
Why didn't you stop doing it at the first $1,500 fine?
Well, I can't argue for.
Obviously, you guys didn't watch that
I don't want-
video.
I
Because
can't
it's
argue
not-
that. I'm not arguing that.
I don't sit there and do dronies 20 feet away from people around their boat when they're sitting there flipping you off and trying to throw shit at your drone. So
Right.
if you guys are doing that, then whatever. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking
And
about going
for
out
full
and chasing a
disclosure,
boat.
I've never had a single breach in 4 odd years of commercial operations. Now, I've never been breached a single time. I make sure I'm not. And I'm not arguing that you should thumb your nose at the regulations. The only part of this that I'm arguing is, did the punishment fit the crime?
Hey. Hey,
Hey,
Steve.
Steve.
Good evening, good morning, good day.
I don't know, Ari. So you're saying that there should be no fine at all.
No,
the
I'm
fact
not
that
saying
you
that at all,
repeatedly
Jim. Come
broke
on.
the law is okay.
I've said this about 6 times here in this stream, and I'll say it one more time.
But you said $182,000 is too much money.
The punishment should fit the crime.
It's $1,500 per violation of
That
United
doesn't-
States
just
airspace.
because that's what it's in your statute,
That's
Jim,
what-
does not make
that's
that
what they-
fitting.
What should it be? Tell them.
That's not for me. I'm not even an American citizen. That's not for me to.
What are the fines in Australia? What are they there?
I'll tell you what would happen here in Australia in Mikey's case. Okay, he'd be warned, and let's just say it was the same penalty. And here in Australia, we use a penalty unit system. Each offence has so many units, which is worth so many dollars. But let's just say that each offence was $1,500, and he racked up $182,000 worth of fines. When that went to court and in front of the magistrate/judge, there would be a penalty for sure. But I'm quite sure that even before it made it to the bench, there would be some sort of discussion between CASA and the lawyers where a plea bargain, I think is what you call it in the US, there would be something agreed, and he would come in, they might fine him a token of $10,000 if he was a good boy and put up his hand and said, yes, I'm doing this, do not light forest fire kiddies. But, and that...
And Steve brought up a good point. Jim, you know about that.
What?
Steve brought up a good point in the chat.
He's right here.
Oh shit! about the letter. I was over here reading the chat for the last couple minutes, so I wasn't paying attention. What he wrote about the letters.
Bob Casey's right. I've had my son. I'm going to shut up now.
No, he's received multiple letters. Yeah, and I love Mikey. I do. He's a nice guy. I've talked with him on the phone. Several times, and I mean, he's a great guy. But you got to put sometimes common sense, and just like Ari was saying, and Jim, it comes down to common sense. You know what the rules are, follow the rules. If you break the rules, just like when you're driving down the freeway, here it's 65 miles an hour in California, unless you're out on the major interstates getting out of the Southern California area, where you can get up to 70. That you push about 72. You go above that, and you're going to get a ticket. So
you got a bit of static on your outgoing audio, Steve.
Yeah, I don't know whose that is.
What's that?
You've got a little bit of static on your outgoing audio.
Yeah, that is his. I just muted his mic and it all stopped. So.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
It's me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right now. It's going all right.
Just wriggle all your connections, Steve. It just sounds like a dirty connection.
Huh.
Moving on. See, no one wants to hear.
I was going to just post this up for Robert. There's the what it's called.
Talking about that, I just about ordered that today.
The day that we put it up there, that we were talking about it. That's the day I ordered it. I told you I ordered it online. It was in the mail today.
Wow, that's funny.
So here it is. This is the physical size of it.
Yeah.
It's about the size of here's my iPhone. So you
What
can
is
see
it,
the size of it.
Yeah.
It's
Which I'm
VPN.
Decentralized VPN.
Yeah, hardware VPN box. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know on my other one, the Nano, any VPN is going to knock your speeds down. But with this, because I've got what the Cox calls gigabits, so I can get, if everything was clean, I can get 940 down and 40 up. If
good.
I go to any, online VPN, the best I can get about 160.
Yeah.
Even with with the decentralized, I'm pulling 440 to 500 still out of 900 going through decentralized.
Hardware solutions always going to be more efficient.
Yeah.
So my VPN
Robert,
kills me.
I'll send you their information in a link.
So I got to ask you this because I was researching it a little bit too before I bought it. Are you sharing your connection or not?
What do you mean sharing my connection?
So on the Deeper Connect, there's an option to share your connection or not.
Share my connection or not?
Yes. So since it's through a DNS type server, or what they call a DNS, it's not the actual DNS, but they actually have it where, so when you connect to another VPN, basically, you're using that person's network.
This is decentralized. This is going straight to the fiber optic connection at the hub of the server. You're not going through a VPN like if I bought, like, say, ExpressVPN or somebody else that that you're paying for. You're going through their servers, locally or wherever you decide to put it onto. Okay. This in here with the software, you can pick which hubs you want to go to.
Okay. So you're specifically choosing a server hub instead of a private network hub.
You're going to the network, actual network hub itself.
Okay. That was one of the things that I saw in one of the videos. I was like, wait a minute, I don't want to use my network connection or my network stuff for other people to connect to.
Yeah,
And-
no.
And that's what they were kind of talking about on the display part of it. And that was a video that was put out 3 months ago.
Yeah, well, here, I'll open it up right here. You'll see it. It's just actually 3 inputs. Well, no, actually, yeah, 4. There's
Four
a
if
couple
you count the
more
card,
now
yeah.
because you can put a chip in there, but you've got your input, your output,
Right.
and the power supply, which is your USB-C, and then you can hook up. Yep, there it is.
Right there.
A USB-A onto there to go to have in for other information if you want.
Right.
Like a
But-
dongle?
Just thought I'd ask. So,
But
Does
it's easy to set up. And one thing I will tell you, the fastest networks connections are the ones that are coming out of China, without a doubt.
oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, you go to the United States and I can be throttled down to, like, say 200. Now I'm basing that on if I had a clear 940 download speed test.
Right.
The 40 is going to be, I'm not going to notice a difference anywhere for the upload speed. But you come to the United States, you can throttle down to like 120, 160 to something, depending where you go to. But like on the ones that are coming from China, it's like 400 or 500.
Yeah.
I'm
What's your ping time with that? Do you know?
No difference, really.
No
None.
Because you have
you're
one
going
running right now, right? You
Yeah.
have your mini running right now.
Yeah. Well, a different mini. It's the smaller one, it's the square one.
Right.
Then that's the Nano. This is the. That's what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one on here and take the Nano to the other location.
Okay. Let me know what you think of that Nano. So I'm like.
Oh, that's what I got now.
Buying it. No,
I got
no,
the Nano. This
sorry,
is the Mini.
The mini.
Yeah.
Let me know what you think of the mini.
Yeah.
Sean, what speeds do you get? Because I only get 100 down, like 10 up.
350 up and 30, almost 40 down.
So 350 down, almost 40 up.
Yeah. Sorry, said that backwards.
Because my VPN, goes to another country, then comes back here, and it's like cutting it to crap.
Yeah.
The speed.
Yeah, no, mine goes through Boise, through the main hub here in Idaho, and then back. So
Yeah. Because like if I'm doing it locally on a regular VPN, because I've got it with my I use AVG software, and that causes a free VPN with it. And when I'm on a job site, so if I just go to Los Angeles,
Okay.
and that way I'm protected through there because I want the fastest speed I can get.
right. Are you through fiber right now?
Am I?
Yes.
No, I'm on coax. The gigabit, that's where they throttle you back. You can get 940 down, and they say, "Well, we can't get you any higher than 40. That's all that's allowed." No, I said that's your bandwidth's allowed. Because if I can come down at 940, I can go up at 940.
Right.
But at the building, we just got Cox, and we're only using a business over there for surveillance for videos.
Right.
They brought in 48 strands to a building that we only have 8 possible units to go in.
Wow. Like a little overkill there, guys.
Well, it's really funny. The engineers, I was talking to him, and then the company that does their install, he goes, they've eliminated because now all they do is they carry one spool of cable. That's it.
Oh, okay.
No mistake saying, well, was that 8? Was that 12? Was it 24? No,
Right.
we just put it in all the time.
Yeah.
And
That's funny. Oh.
so, Ron, thanks for the photos, man. Place looked good.
Yep. Thank you, buddy. Been working hard.
Yeah, you have. Hey, I know that guy.
Not. I'm going to have to call it in a sec, guys. In another about another 5 minutes.
How many did we peak tonight, Matt? Because I see 20.
Well, I saw 25.
I saw 27, I think, earlier. 26.
I think it got as far as 30 at one point.
Wow.
That's unusual. There must have been a lot of bored shitless people tonight.
All right, there, Matt North.
Well, you're out of here, Ron. No worries, mate. Good to see you. Thanks for popping on, man.
Have a good one, Ron. Take care of yourself.
It's so funny to see that room, Ron.
I know. I got to get Elvis, Victor, and Matthew back here, though.
That's freaking deja vu. That's deja vu.
Yeah.
Mate, that is. Look, that's where the pizza guy walked in, the other side of that bench there.
Yeah, kind of.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
The closet was there. The table was, yeah.
Yeah. Have you got a window to your right-hand side?
Oh my God, he does.
He fucking does too. Look at him.
The same. That's so the deer can have special highlights coming in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Man.
I actually put up blinds and block out some of that light, though. But yeah, it's kind of like deja vu. The closet is over there.
Yeah,
it's
it
like
looks exactly the same.
It does. It does.
In about 3 days, though, it'll look identical. You're just like, really, Ron? Did you move?
It's like, are you sure you moved? You're lying. I know you're lying.
Well, guys,
is the house you bought the
pizza's
same
here.
as the one you got out
Speaking
of?
of it.
Yeah.
Oh, see you, Steve.
Thank you, Matt. Gentlemen, take care. Everybody in chat. Pizza's here. See ya.
Yeah, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Later, Steve.
Oh,
Thank you, Steve.
You tried, Ron.
I tried.
You tried. Now,
all right, guys. Well, have a good night.
Okay.
Take care, Ron.
Later, Ron.
We'll catch y'all later.
Okay.
hey, Ron.
Victor and Matthew will be on the next episode.
Yeah. Oh, nice, mate. Yep.
Nice.
Well, you might have to just angle that camera up a bit so we can see them there.
A little more.
There we go.
Perfect. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Actually, a bit further on, a lot further, if you wouldn't mind.
Hey, you know, Matt, before I forget, I was watching some of those videos, and some of the instructions say, if you don't have, this is on DaVinci, guys, something different. If you don't have that edit and transition, it says, go ahead and upgrade. I'm like, oh, you sons of bitches. I uninstalled and upgraded 75 different times.
I don't know what you're talking about. You miss Ron. Listen to me. Jim's missing a couple of file folders which I've got in mine, and it never seems to when he uploads, when he installs and all that. Those folders are always missing for some.
Can't you just zip them up and send them to him?
Yeah.
No. It's like if you buy let's say a LUT package, it says go ahead and put this LUT package in Blackmagic Design, DaVinci Resolve, Fusion, Templates, Edit, Fusion. Guess what? It's the last two I don't have. I can get all the way to Templates, and then there's nothing there.
We'll stop blocking everything on your internet, and you'll be fine.
There you go.
But I have
hey,
deleted
Dan.
and re-downloaded.
I'm thinking of that, Dan. Don't worry about that, brother.
See you guys.
See you, Ron.
Bye-bye.
Look, you know, I've been trying to get today off, right? But he got me yesterday, and he goes, oh, look, we really need you, and all this sort of shit. And I said, oh, yeah, all right, no worries. So anyway, I ended up going to work. So I wake up this morning, and I've got gout in my left foot, something severe, right? So I'd forgotten that I'd actually said, oh, yeah, I'll come in for you, because I wanted to do something today, obviously. And I was this close at 8 o'clock this morning going, I'm going to ring up and say I got gout. But then that'd look really bad. So I ended up nicking off down the chemist and buying a shitload of bloody anti-inflammatory so I can get through the day.
Oh, my God.
Shit.
Fuck, Matt. Don't do that shit to yourself, man. That sucks.
You don't want him thinking you can't do the job, though.
Yeah, because I've already said, because he knows I want the day off.
Right.
And I wake up this morning and I've got gout.
So if you ring him up and say, I can't come in because I got gout, he's going to go, yeah, sure.
Yeah, right.
Just go in and take off your sock and show him.
Yeah, I'm going. Check out this knuckle. Yeah, crazy
Put
shit.
fresh socks on this time.
Right,
Fresh
right. So
Am I rich enough to get
Yeah, it used to be a rich man's disease. Matt,
was?
when only the rich could afford meat.
right.
And now obviously it's a dickhead's disease because I've
Right.
got it. It doesn't take much to get it these days.
I thought that was Tuesday night, Matt.
Yeah.
Not for you. You've had every kind there is, haven't you?
yeah, I've had all
So-
sorts.
So you guys brought up before hitting power wires and stuff like that. I actually have the video queued up. Let me just show you real quick, just me hitting the wire.
Shit, dude. It's
I
gonna
want
have
to
to
see
be
it,
real quick.
see if you guys even see it. This is through GoPro footage. Let's see if you even see the wire before I even hit it.
All right.
Your reflexes are shit, Sean. That's a problem.
I just got it. I just put it in there. Jesus Christ.
In the
there we
middle
go.
of nowhere, right?
Yep.
There's the
pretty
power.
much.
There's the power lines. The power. The
Where?
poles there.
I don't see
Oh,
Shit, dude.
holy shit!
it. Yep.
What
Sheared
aircraft
the
was that, Sean?
GPS module.
Yeah. Let's do that one more time here. Let's see.
What aircraft was it, Sean?
This is just an FPV drone that I have. A
One
quad.
homebrew.
Yep. Going about 70 miles an hour there.
Wow.
Did you find the GPS module?
No, hell no. Not in that area.
Mate, that's crazy.
Yeah. So
Truly in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, literally, can you see those wires at all anywhere in there?
Nope.
No, I can see the power poles.
Not until it's too late.
Yeah, but I'm not even really at the length of those till there, I guess. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you weren't as far as they were.
right. I didn't even see them. So
Yeah. Well, you won't at that speed either. You know, you'd have to have reflexes like mine to get out of that.
right. Well, if you notice, I
Like
went
yours?
through the wires. I didn't actually like hit the bottom wire. I hit the fucking right in the middle.
Well, that's skill. You know,
yeah,
going
there
shoot,
you go.
trying to shoot the gap, and you forgot about the height
Right,
of the
yeah, yeah.
GoPro.
Yeah, that's all I
Yeah.
was trying to do. Nothing
It
else.
Yeah.
sheared that off, yet it didn't flip the drone at
No.
all. That's crazy.
Because my GPS sits right on top of my battery. I literally just clipped that. That was it. That was all I hit.
Wow.
And you're talking about that much sticking up.
Yeah,
That's
crazy.
it.
Shit.
So-
All right. Well, I got to roll. I really do.
Take care, Matt.
All right,
Thanks for
man.
the stream.
Thank you very much. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
popping
Matt.
in, everyone. Good to see everyone again. Awesome
Yeah.
stuff. Awesome stuff. Where are we? This one here. No, that one. There we go. Yeah. All right. No worries. Hey, thanks everyone. Thanks everyone in the chat there too for popping in, and we had a really good night tonight. Lots of people popping through. Justin didn't smile once. Look at him. We'll see him again on Tuesday night, no doubt, around at Jim's place. So thanks everyone. Have a great week. Have a great weekend, and I shall see you all later.
I'll see you guys all later. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
That out.